Bismillah, grand rising, rich rising, wealthy is rising. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Okay, I thought I broke my fan, y'all. I was getting ready to say, because I done broke already, you know, a few of them. If there's a way for it to get broke, I would damn sure do it. But mind you, that lets you know it's durable, okay? So there's that. Anyway, this little fan comes in clutch because I surely been using the hell out of it. Lately, it's been a little bit humid and all types of stuff. Hello, hello, hello. Bismillah, welcome. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for being here. We're going to start off with Surah Al-Fatiha. Please and thank you. How's everyone doing right now? Hopefully, everybody's still alive. That's what's important. So if you made it to Monday, welcome to a new day. Come on in, please, and thanks. Hello, hello, hello. Love you, and thank you for being here. Welcome to a new day. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, all praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have been blessed. You have blessed, not those you are displeased with or those who are astray. I mean, Grand Rising. Hi, Paul Hopkins. Thank you for being here. How is your weekend going? Are you on a 3-day weekend? How you feeling today? You're awake. You're alive. Welcome to a new day. Glad to see you. All right, we got Psalms 91. Y'all, I'm cracking up laughing at it because I seen a video this weekend and it said, "Why is the P in Psalms? Why is the K in night? K and I, Anyway, I was laughing. Why is the P in pneumonia? Pneumonia. That's what they said. Anyway, never mind me. I had a very good weekend, but let's get into Psalms 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against the stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Miss Kelly, hi, wealthiest risings. Miss Kelly said, "Happy Tuesday, y'all." Look, let's people on this channel. Today is Monday for me, Tuesday for her. It could be Wednesday for somebody else. It could be Sunday for somebody. So anyway, welcome to a new day. You made it. I mean, period. So that's what's important. I got several things. A little bit of excitement, a little bit of nervousness. Okay, so take it how it resonates. Hawkins, I'm on this side of earth, so I thank the Almighty, period. Because that's what's important. All right, y'all, we got a lot of stuff. So, it's some Zodiac shit coming out, but for some reason it reminds me of, I don't know if it was the 80s when they had the Zodiac killer or something. But anyway, something shifted in the energy last night because I was literally on here. Every time I fell asleep, I heard something like some weird ass noise, but then I was wondering if it was me making a noise and I was waking myself up. Anyway, don't know why I would be doing that because that would be new. I don't think I'd be doing that. So Whatever that was weird. But anyway, I happened to look over here because y'all, there's something happening with the light system around here, and it's always hot in this piece. So y'all, um, when I cool down, and plus I've been running around, everything gonna be fine. But literally, there's something happening with the lights. Does anybody know Morse code? Because if you do, I'm gonna send you a video, and you tell me what it mean, okay? Because I think I'm being connected or contacted from the other side or from this side, but it's weird because lights are doing a thing around me now. And this light right here is still on. Mind you, it's off. It won't go off because when I try to turn it off, it's already off. So how the hell I'm going? And then when I turn it on, it's just on fuller. So don't know what that is. This morning, the whole time I was getting dressed, my bathroom light is doing a blinking thing that is. Can you turn that light off, please? Is it possible for you to get me? Huh? In there, I don't want you to come this way. Huh? Oh, and can you give me a glass of water, please? Then I'm glad I said that because what also happened was last night the pressure dropped in the air. Don't ask me how the fuck I know that. I know it because in my dream they started showing me glasses shattered. And but mind you, I felt it in real life because something started happening with my ears. Like my ears was popping. You know how like you get on a plane and the pressure once it goes up. So I guess that might be what it was. Maybe the pressure went up. I don't know, but there was a pressure change. I can tell you that. And so it's weird because the air feels moist. Don't go into the light, Carolyn. I am crying. Miss Kelly said, "Don't go into the light." I mean, I seen that this weekend too because they said, you know how they trying to turn us into slaves on this planet. They said when you go into the light, that's you get ready to be reborn again. So you get ready to die. You die, and then you transform, come back through the tunnel, and now you starting all over again. I just want to haunt some people. I'm gonna just tell you, in real life, like, cause hell to the no. You mean to tell me y'all people don't like to listen already, and you want me to try this shit again? And mind you, I gotta start all over from the beginning, not knowing what I be knowing right now. I don't like that. I don't like that they're gonna try to play with me. So, Miss Kelly, you might be right, honey. All right, so when my page responds, I'll tell you because it said no response, but it should be a response. Then, mind you, I've been doing this thing. It's like purging of the system, getting rid of emails and things of that nature from 1902, which could be a problem or something. So that could be a purge in the system because what I have found out is that later on you need it. I would like to say happy birthday to my brother. He's a Gemini, and so happy birthday, do harm. I gotta call him, but I already sent him a happy birthday in the middle of the night. So y'all, just so y'all know, today is a real nigga birthday. It's my brother's birthday. So hopefully he might pop in somewhere around here, but I will be calling him anyway later on. So it's Gemini season. But the other thing is y'all know I ain't really a big fan of Geminis. I love my brother because you know what I'm saying, that's my brother and he can't help what sign he was born under. And he may really love being a Gemini. But so far, Geminis, a lot of Geminis are on the list, just so y'all know. Geminis are a special type of breed of people. Okay, so if y'all love them, then y'all love them. If you don't, then high five to you because them niggas is something wrong with them. Anyway, not my brother, the rest of them. Because my brother come and tell you the truth, but I guess if he falls in the category, we gotta side eye him too. Period. No way was there a baby in your dream and a travel companion. A baby. Let me think. What the hell was in my dream? Well, the dog was there, because Seven be around. But the thing is I noticed that she kept being real close to me. 1/11/1983. You're an Aquarius. Are you an Aquarius? See, you my type of people. Are you an Aquarius, Hawkins? I think so. I can't think right now off the top of my head. I got so many things floating around in it. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna get them all off my dome today. Perhaps two. No code, Donito, no. Whoever the hell you are, hi. He said the crazy lady again. We all have to have a little crazy in us, don't you think? So are you coming over here this morning to start some shit with me? Because if you are, then I'm gonna just put you on mute early. So just say what you're saying. Cause I ain't with it. I got a lot of stuff to say, and you ain't gonna be on the top of my list over here trying to play with me. Capricorns, I got several Capricorns in the family and around too. Y'all lie bad. So, I ain't gonna say nothing, but because you might have controlled your lying. Because I have to teach my son all the time to control his lying. Like, I don't give a damn who you lie to, just don't lie to me. Okay? Anyway, y'all make good lovers and friends. I hate to tell you, but y'all be lying like a motherfucker do. My baby daddy is a Capricorn. Like, treated me so well. I loved it. But nigga lie his ass off. Nigga lie today for no reason. So, I ain't judging you all behind them, but I had to teach my son about that lying ass trait because Capricorns just be lying, okay? For no fucking reason. I don't want no beef with you this morning, crazy lady. Stop calling me that. If you don't want no beef, then adjust your tone then. Matter of fact, good. I'm a hold on. I'm gonna look up something for you. Cause I gotta watch people. They be coming over here, so because I told y'all about blessings and things of that nature before. Remember, we looked it up and it was the reversal of a word. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story because as above, so below. And y'all, this might get a little crazy because it's like a plot twist happening. Um, who deleted you? Message deleted by Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly just deleted your ass. All right, so let's see. We got. Hold on. All right, so plot twist, and let me make sure what I'm giving y'all because I done already programmed y'all for a whole week, right? But mind you, it ain't the whole entire title, and the title's always right, just so you know. He said facts, period. Okay, I'm glad you know. I'm glad you ain't, out here thinking I'm saying nothing wrong about you because I ain't. Oh, plot twist. This is the kind of tea you gonna want to hear. All right, let's see, y'all. Then my son, he didn't give me the napkin, and he didn't turn the light off. Ramir, see, he's a Capricorn. That's the Capricorn. They don't like to listen either. But I love y'all because he quiet. Like, he don't fuck with nobody. This nigga's almost invisible. This nigga walked behind me the other day, and I didn't even, if I hadn't seen the curtain move, I wouldn't have never knew he was there. Like, he really is stuff mode. So, um, now, y'all, so, take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay? I'm gonna say that right now because it's gonna be a lot of weird stuff happening, okay? So, once upon a time, not long ago, it started with a feeling that people couldn't quite explain. Not a big dramatic event, not a headline, just small moments stacking up. A person would think of it as an old friend they hadn't spoken to in years. And within hours, boom, that friend would appear in their notifications. You see what I'm saying? Oh, definitely humble. I love y'all. Like y'all are very much amazing people. I mean, I guess it's with anybody and everybody, so I can't say nothing. I ain't judging. So I done had a Capricorn in my life, so I'm definitely not judging. Matter of fact, I got a Capricorn in my life. Like I said, it's my son, so I definitely ain't judging. Had to get my tissue. Okay, so like a friend, old friend that you hadn't spoken to within years, and then boom, within hours, that friend would appear in your notifications. Another person would describe that, um, would decide they were done with a job, and suddenly their whole feed would be full of videos about signs, it's time to quit. Someone else would go through heartbreak, and it felt like everyone online is going through the exact same thing at the exact same time. And the collective started whispering, something is sinking us. It's not random anymore. We're all connected somehow. At first, it felt comforting, like proof that nobody was alone. Mind you, so let me tell y'all, it's like old customs and things that are being passed down. And I told you, there's a nervousness in the system. Um, but it's like I'm sitting here in front of y'all right now, and for all intents purposes, I ain't moving nothing on my body, right? But I gotta come in front of y'all, and I gotta tell y'all a message and a story. And what y'all don't see is that although right now I'm not doing anything, but I put my feet down right now, and so I'm sitting here in front of y'all, very cool, collected, and calm. But underneath the table, my leg starts to shake. Y'all, please don't forget to hit that like button and things of that nature. Not like a shaking, like it's a nervous shake, but it's like not like it's like me doing it. Okay, so I would be like, it would be like a fiddling type of motion. But mind you, on the surface, you see cool, calm, and collected, but on the inside, it is. I gotta get up in front of y'all and do my big one and give y'all like the best speech ever. So I could be standing behind the podium, like I could be standing up, and so y'all will be out in the audience, and what y'all wouldn't see is like my feet or tapping or something. Anyway, control it, right? Do that information what you will. So another person would decide they were done with the job, and suddenly their whole feed would be full of videos about signs it's time to quit. You could be receiving signs and synchronicities. It would be numbers. It would be posters. It would be tags. It would be just things that keep being on repeat, and it's telling you to pay attention, right? So someone else would go through heartbreak, and it would feel like online everyone was going through the exact same thing. So for some reason, I want to say seasons change, people change, sacrifice tomorrow just to have you here today. So, channel song. If you know anything about it, go look it up. It may pertain to a relationship situation. Anyway, long story short, what's also happening is this: somebody's trying to change the narrative, so they're trying to put a lot of thought power in it because they know that meditation. Um, this is another key word right here because um future. All right. All right. The definition of future. So to most people, it is anything that hasn't happened yet, right? Um, So the future is the time that has not happened yet, the period after the present moment. Simple definition. The future is what comes next. Examples. Tomorrow is part of the future. Next year is part of the future. Plans, goals, and predictions are connected to the future. It can mean possibilities, outcomes that haven't happened yet, hopes or fears about what's ahead. I'm planning my future. My future is changing. So, past is what has already happened, the present is what's happening now, and the future is what has yet to happen, right? Okay. All right. So, we already knew that. And don't ask me why, because this wasn't on the table. But all right, so dun, 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 dun. So etymology of future is the word future comes from the Latin word futurius, which means about to be or going to happen. Etymology breakdown, Latin futurius. The future principle of is esse to be, esse to be, meaning that which will be, what is yet to come. It entered English through Old French futur, futur, then into Middle English as future, future. At its root, future also means something that is going to become. Now, I'm gonna go to a different location and I'm gonna put in future, okay? Mr. Steele, hello, welcome, thank you for being here. Majestic Grace, magnificent rising, period. I love you and thank you for being here. Sujal, hi, love you, thank you for being here. Come on in, come on in, and come on in. So I'm gonna go to Google. Remember when everybody used to walk around with a dictionary and a thesaurus? Yeah. Um, all right, what I do with my phone? Don't have my phone. Why don't I have my phone? Because I need my phone. I got something on it. Shit. I got videos on my phone. All right, Future from Bing says the time or period of time following the moment of speaking or writing. Time regarded as still to come. Did you hear what I said? The future, the time or period of time following the moment of speaking or writing. See what I'm saying? That's the definition of future. But when I asked somewhere else, they gave me, and it is exactly what's happening today. The present is being altered right in your face. The future, if I don't tell you what it is, I need my phone. Ramir, Ramir, Ramir. Oh, mind y'all, look, it's right here. It was behind the daggone screen. Thank God. Um, it was behind y'all over here. All right, so thank you. Got that. So the future is being altered right in y'all face. And so for all intents purposes, because we already think we know what the future means or what the future, is, and we'll think it's something that is out that is already manifested. Mind you, excuse me, it hasn't been manifested unless we speak it or write it. And how many of y'all are continuing to live in the past? Past relationships, past situations, past, and it keeps being on a rotating freaking cycle. Um, right under our noses. Yes, the future, the definitions of words, the etymology of things, where they come from. Because at one point in time, people used to walk around with a thesaurus, an etymology book, and also a definition, the definitions of words. Because the power of life and death is in the tongue. And also in the process of this is, remember when I told y'all we have to name it. If we don't name it and we allow them to name it, then guess what? It is his story and not your story. So you have to write it. You have to name it. You have to speak it. And then the other part is you have to stay on task. So I'm going to say something, and for all intents purposes, our own people, it's our own fucking people. All right. And I get it because of how the world is made and because of how they have, freaked everything up, right? And so Young Miami right now got this song that is what the fuck is the song? Scamming something, dumb. I keep trying to kick it out of my brain because it keeps being on replay. I didn't like it when she first started it. I don't like it now, but guess what? Because they keep putting it on replay, so many people kept saying they didn't like this fucking song. Now they like the song. Yesterday I seen the video. Hopefully I got the video. It's nothing but a gang of crackheads outside dancing to this song because it talks about lying, cheating, scamming, and a go-yard bag. Mind you, 1,000,006 people didn't know what a go-yard bag was just a few years ago, right? Mind you, the go-yard nigga said last year a lot of people had go-yard bags, and he said that he only sold one. Now he could be trying to trick the system and the government, maybe, because I don't know where he's stationed at. He could be in America. I don't know. Either way, he said he only sold one. Mind you, if you go to the Go Your Bag fucking website, y'all. Anyway, long story short, the point of it is things that continue to get put on replay or our own people being used against us to continue to put shit in our face to distract us so that we now stay in a cycle of some foolishness. And so for her, I'm sure, it's her hit. She want to create the song. But for all intents purposes, Miami, young Miami, beautiful girl, all that. I ain't really got nothing to say. But she ain't on enlightened music, I can tell you that. Sexy Red ain't on enlightened music, I can tell you that. They not for the community because they have to be for themselves like everybody else is around here, because guess what? We gotta figure out how to pay bills, and that's why I'm saying I'm not saying nothing about her other than this. She is the catalyst right now. Then this shit happened, and this, if you got kids that watch streamers, because a lot of these streamers make a lot of money because of your children being online, and I really love streaming and all of that, but I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Ever since Sinat, they started infiltrating him with that little short nigga. And I said something a while ago. As soon as I seen, our own people, the one that just hosted that Netflix roast, soon as I seen him, I already knew the shit was being infiltrated. Because ain't no way. This was an area that was out of their control. And now it seems to be in their control. So if you got kids and you're watching them and they watch streamers and this, that, and the third, watch what they're watching, because now, and mind you, I actually like this streamer and I'm a little concerned because now this is happening. And ain't no way y'all gonna sit up here and try to play in my face. That's Neon and that's Ben. Who the hell do y'all see? This is the same nigga that's under speculation of 1,000,000,006 files. And whether or not that's him or not, why the fuck is he there? Why are they now trying to now integrate this bullshit inside of the system? Something's not right with that. Mind you, I pray that I really like Neon. Neon seems very innocent. Ben, I like Ben, but y'all, like, we can't just keep allowing people to, just because they are same skin color, to keep allowing shit like this to happen, because this is how it keeps getting integrated. This is how the stuff keeps flowing. Watch y'all kids, because these are the biggest streamers, some of them. Why the fuck is this being allowed to happen? And then all of a sudden, there's a wave right now of little kids, them streaming kids, play dates and shit. Like, y'all not gonna act like y'all don't fucking see this shit. So it went from one aspect to the other aspect, and now again, they using all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And so if it makes it okay to integrate, because people is questioning who the hell this nigga is. But mind you, they're cracking jokes about how closely and similar that this person is. And guess what? Just so y'all know, there were some YouTubers that went to the place that is tied to that man. Mind you, luckily one of them got away, because when the police got there, guess what? The person that was on supposedly securing the place, the island, then had this nigga stripped down, and God knows what was about to happen to him. So y'all not gonna act like this shit, like y'all not gonna see this. And I don't care, mind you, then, because y'all don't know, this person is tied to another person, a rapper, right? And that particular rapper is tied to some of the biggest streamers. So that particular rapper was out here giving out chains. And y'all, everything is symbolic. So just so y'all know, like shit like this happening right in y'all face, and sooner or later it's going to be heavily embedded to the tune of there's not going to be nothing you can do about it, but you're watching it in real life, in live action, right here, right now. And I don't follow none of these damn people, but I'm seeing it. And if you don't see it, watch what your kids are seeing, because it's basically like that thing where they try to put it right in your face, and sooner or later it's conditioning. So now you mean to tell me that this nigga resembles such and such and such? That nigga didn't go to jail. Everybody sitting at the top of the food chain ain't go to jail. But meanwhile, now let's just integrate this nigga back into society like we don't know no better. Like this is the shit that they're doing, and this is the shit that's being allowed to be done. Meanwhile, you'll go to jail, but mind you, they're not. They're not. Why? Anyway, do with that information what you will as well, because it ain't my fight to fight. That's what everybody's gonna say. Mind you, it's all of our fight to fight. Because the future of the next generation is in your hands, and we're going to be the ones that is going to be complacent and allowing this type of shit to happen. Mind you, it be your own people, because of the fact that guess what? They need to make sure that they get the pay for what they need to pay for. So it's almost like they don't know that their harm that they could potentially cause, because all this person wants to do is feed her kids. So the music, of course, we got to play, whatever that music is. But meanwhile, the future is the time or period of time following the moment of speaking or writing. And these things come into existence. Having conversations on the daily, integrating, and whether or not y'all realize it, art imitates life. It's a part of writing. She said past behaviors, pains, programs, and narratives. Amen, Miss Kelly, for facts. They are here to turn our young girls into low vibrational beings. Period. And that's great. But mind you, they don't care about the women anyway. So just so y'all know, here's another thing. No matter what your race is, to hate black, we hate black women. In the United States of America, KKK, we are born and bred, no matter what your race is, to hate black women. Nobody wants to talk about that. Oh, I'm not racist. I love black women. Yeah, you like to wear black women as a fucking costume. You might want to bed them down, murder them. You want to stand behind them saying that you're standing in solidarity so they'll take the bullets and the beat down. But when it comes to literally saying, my fucking God, we hate black women, the only demographic that'll stand up and actually state it are black women. And they're murdered for it every fucking day. And Angela Davis explains it very clearly in Women, Race, and Class. And it's very clear to me. A book written in the 80s, I read in the 90s, from notes she took while sitting in jail in the 60s. It's very clear to me in 2026. We have been pitted against black women because black women fought against white supremacy from day one, never bowed down. And white men hated it. And one thing I see in my comment sections every single day, that in the United States of America, KKK, we hate black women. And then they put black women against each other. Even in our own communities, the men will put the black women against each other, because they want somebody to have to, argue to stand up for, their BS, because the men don't want to be held accountable. Then they'll talk shit about the women who are actively trying to make sure that, the communities and everything are better. But they want it to be done under, the guise of you get on your hands and knees, suck a dick here and there, be quiet, and we're just going to corrupt the system because we can have as many women, or, because it's in our nature that, we can have, mind you, ain't changing nothing. Everybody's doing it for their own benefit, right? So where's my comment that I left in here? Because the funny part about this is this. She's a white woman and she's saying it, and she says a lot of shit that a lot of people won't say, right? Because the truth is the truth, and whether or not you want to listen to it, believe it or not, I said, I can't even find my comment. What I ended up saying was, and that's the reason why we're in the predicament that we're in now, because people hate black women, right? She said, "Gotta take responsibility." Period. Yeah, we thug it out. Okay, so for all intents purposes, if they were really upset, they went on June 6th. All the stuff that they're doing right now, everything that's in the system, they went on June 6th and climbed the walls because they wanted somebody to be president, right? Or they wanted somebody to, have whatever it was that they was trying to do, because I don't know. Anyway, long story short, they not out protesting about, the people in them files, the children being, this, that, or the third, mishandled. They not protesting for that. They're not protesting for people being, killed, still destroyed. All of these things that have been documented, written down, that has been being passed from red to blue for years and years and years. They're not mad about none of that stuff. What they're mad about, they're mad about a certain person not being able to get up and period. Once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a anyway. I love me some Cardi B. Take it how it resonates, because shit just been happening to like that. Yesterday I was minding my own business and something came on. Don't go too far, or something of that nature. It was another Cardi B song, but the part that it played and then it just shut right off. So whatever's happening in the energy, I'm telling you right now, I gotta he said watch your conduct. That's my brother. I am cracking up. Apparently, everybody watching my conduct, the living people and the other sides. Because what the hell, like it's a lot of. And mind you, the funny part is, I think most people will be scared. I'll be over this bitch laughing because at this point, I don't give a fuck what is happening, because at this point, like, this shit can't be real. Like, that's the part that I keep holding on to. This shit can't be real. So pretty soon, all of this shit is gonna have to turn to dust because. Anyway, long story short, they picketing for all of this stuff, but they're not picketing for the kids. They're not picketing for the women. They're not picketing for the little boys that gets, whatever that is. I heard a story, which, I don't know if I really want to say it, but I'm gonna just say it anyway. The story goes that apparently, when they be taking the young boys on the trips, they be doing stuff, right? Because apparently it's a thing for the young men, and I forgot where I was hearing this at. Anyway, long story short, they be doing stuff, mounting them and things of that nature, right? Because it is apparently a rite of passage, and then when they grow up, they shouldn't want that to happen. Like, it's a sin, mind you, which is weird because they're teaching them it's a sin, but they're doing it to them, and they're teaching them to do it to others, not to get it done to you. I hope I explained that right without, doing the whole graphic ass shit, but that's weird. You're actively out here trying to take innocence under the guise of a lesson. And all I keep thinking is, this shit can't be real because God. Like, the amount of innocent people that are being tampered with or touched, and nothing has actively happened yet. Like, this right here, ain't no way you gonna tell me that we gonna leave out of this system and return back into it, because I'm telling you it's getting worse and worse and worse, because this ain't new. Like, all this gay shit, and I'm not judging or nothing. You could be as happy as you want, right? But that ain't what it means. You see what I'm saying? It's like they teach you this to, you know, the mean and little, like I just told you, that future ain't what future means. Energy harvesting, period. So right now, why would they hate the black women? The beginning and the end. I hate the beginning because a black woman could create anything. Black women can create, you know, just life in general. Although, you know, they talk about women being parthenogenesis, where a woman can create a baby on her own. But mind you, so a female can create life. But mind you, I told you from beginning to end, since that book started, abominable destruction. I mean, it's something is weird because ain't no way this can exist the way that it is, and God ain't came through yet and tore this place the hell up. Because I know the grandmoms, the old grandmoms, already been saying we're at the end of days. Well, what's the holdup? Because at this point, and I don't know if that's the because I would rather that this place be destroyed if before another child gets touched at the hands of these predators, before another woman gets abused at the hand of a predator. Like, and I know the men, like, and it's not all everybody, I get it, but just think about the ones who don't realize that they're a predator on their wives, on their girlfriends, on their, like, molestation is molestation. And I'm gonna say that I done had it happen to me under the guise of, you know, oh, you shouldn't be drunk. Oh, you shouldn't be wearing this. Oh, you shouldn't be, you know, it's a whole lot of things that it shouldn't be, other than the fact that if you know she was drunk, you shouldn't be touching it. If you know, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of things, but you're my girlfriend. You're my wife. You're my, and so you think that it belongs to you because still a predator. Once a predator, what's a predator is a predator is a predator. Take it how it resonates. And it be the ones that be saying I didn't. It's like even being emotionally responsible, where somebody gets on your nerves and now you putting your hands on them because you thinking that they belong to you. This is man's world and we are the gods, but they don't want us to know or gain the power to destroy them reptilians. Well, I'm not even going to say all of them are reptilians because I feel like it is a human's world, and the men don't realize that there is no balance within them, and men can be corrupted very easily. So a lot of them will say they not. It's just depending upon the thing that they like the most. Like so, and you know, women can be corrupted maybe by money or purses. I don't know. Sunglasses, watches, I don't know. Either way, but a man can be corrupted so much easier over the simplest thing, pussy. A nigga's biggest downfall. Like it's so many things, so many jewels and gems that they give y'all, letting y'all know that, you know, this shit is easy. Y'all easy. Um, Plot twist, something's been feeling off lately. People are noticing things shifting at the same time, like routines changing, old connections fading, and everything that used to feel stable suddenly feeling different. It's like everyone is quietly going through their own reset, restoration, reset. Um, Even if they're not saying it out loud. Some are calling it growth and some are calling it chaos, but either way, nothing feels the same as it did a few months ago. Old energy falling away, new paths starting to open, and people are either adapting or getting left behind in confusion. The wild part is everybody thinks that it's just happening to them, but it's happening everywhere all at once. Plot twist. It's not just change, it's alignment. So, with that being said, because black women represent everything they cannot be, and yes, greatness is impossible, yet the most highly sought after. Well, that's another thing, right? We have to also realize that we are great. We have to realize, we have to come to the determination that we are great in a society that teaches us that we are less than in this civilization. And even with that, like even the parents, the conditioning, because you have to remember that we are a product of our environment. They already know that. So they try to make our environments the worst. and people are just trying to survive and live. Because guess what? For all intents purposes, the crackheads that was out here dancing in the street was having the best time. Did I say that? No, I don't think I saved it. Um, and thank God I didn't, because I don't really like perpetuating bullshit either. So there's another thing. So just so y'all know, DNA changed again. So in Mexico, which may give a better understanding of the Maya civilization. There is a reason why the thickest parts of the Amazon and the jungles of Guatemala. Just so y'all know, there's research and study. So for all the white supremacists that's running around here that think that you're genetically or superior, da 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 da, y'all are lacking a couple of things that we don't have, but because they called humans or the people savages and inferior and da 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 da. Genetically, there's a study that and scientifically already proven that people are the same. Like people are people are people are people. Now you may not have this in your system. You may not have this in your melatonin, no, melatonin, melanin in your system. But other than that, are off limits. It's not to protect the trees. It is to keep you away from what is hidden underneath. A fresh scan of the jungle floor revealed a gene. Okay, so I can't play this, but just so y'all know, geometric anomaly. The nature cannot produce. When they dug it up, they found the sleeping place of those individuals who are genetically unique. There are something. Hold on, it went too fast. Genetic anomaly the nature cannot produce. When they dug it up, they found the sleeping place of 3 individuals who genetically unique. Their DNA breaks the laws of biology. It suggests that man's history isn't the start that we think that it is. In fact, suggests we might be someone else's property. Breaking the obsidian seal, usually they find causeways. Anyway, this is the thing. Everybody's winging it. Just so y'all know, whether or not it be they saying they scientifically proven it, the future, they predict the future by basically convincing us of what it is. There's a guy that talks about how he wrote a book this and a third in 1902. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, speak it into existence. So if you can get somebody to believe it, then it can be real. This is all these people are doing. So, because they'll go and they'll say science has changed. Oh, if it can fit into this, then it's this. But mind you, these people actively go and hide stuff that don't fall into and fit into their categories. So also, it's like the things that are coming up from underground. Right now, something is happening to the water. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but every time I see it, it makes me think that we're sinking, which would also be a change in the pressure, right? Because once it like gets sea level and something else, like if you look at a lot of people, they're saying that a lot of people are saying they're hearing water underground. And how are you hearing water underground in places that it's not making sense? And why is it happening in so many places at the same damn time? Because West Virginia, I'm hearing it there. Georgia is saying it because a lady just showed up in Georgia saying it. Fucking out west somewhere, people are saying it. Like, how is everybody experiencing the same underground water situation happening? Like, it's bubbling up. It's not making sense. So do with that information what you will. Let's see. We're gonna go over here. There was a small there. Okay, listen, and I told y'all this is gonna be a story. Okay, it's made up. So there was a small online group called the Chart Circle where people swore they could predict everything using astrology, relationships, jobs, movies, job moves, movies, events, arguments before they even happen. Everything, right? At first it felt harmless. People would post things like, don't sign contracts during this transit. This friendship is ending because of your moon sign. You're only struggling because your rising sign has shifted. And for a while it worked, or at least people thought it did, because when you expect something to happen, you start noticing anything that fits into the story. But then things started to get weird. Okay? Um your name, put it there. Decided to test this, and you stopped making decisions, or you started making decisions for yourself, or stop making decisions for yourself. Either way, you decided to test this theory. You stopped making decisions for yourself completely, and you only followed what the group said. Okay, um, you do this. You don't text people back when they tell you don't text back people back. You take the opportunities that they're telling you to take. You don't take the opportunities that they don't tell you to take. You don't even go to the interviews or the new housing. You don't do anything except for what they tell you to do because of the timing. Okay. So a month later, nothing in your life has changed except for you started feeling stuck, and so you start to talk about it. And then all of a sudden stuff starts to happen. Something starts to shift. And then other people start saying the same thing. And they start admitting that this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. I think I've been blaming my chart instead of my choices. Nothing is actually happening unless I do something. Nothing is actively going to happen unless you do something. And then suddenly the whole group split in half. One side down the other. You didn't follow it correctly. The other side started pulling away completely, just pulling out, hands off of it. Then came the real plot twist. Someone leaked the original admin's old post where they admitted they started the group just to see how easily people could be influenced by confident predictions. A person that says, this is how the world works. This is how science works. This is how we came about. This is how it happened. So someone leaked the original admin's old post where they admitted they started the group just to see how easily people could be influenced by confident predictions and vague language. It was never about accuracy, it was about belief. And that's when everything fell apart. Plot twist. It was never astrology controlling people. It was people giving their decisions away to something outside of themselves. How many of y'all do that? You can see something right in your face, but you won't believe it. It's like the people right now saying everybody knew Jesus was black, right? For all intents and purposes, the way they explained it, the people that existed during that time, everybody knew Jesus was black. But somehow they got a whole nation and a group of people, the whole entire world, to go along with the white narrative that Jesus was white. Even now to this day, when they open the tombs and the books, and Russia is saying that, we got ancient da 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 da, and Jesus is black. I'm doing y'all a favor. Do you know that still in certain people's minds, Jesus will never be black? And how many people who can even consider Jesus being black, but they still will worship a white Jesus? Do with that information what you will. Um, so there was an online group that started as harmless astrology talk, but they slowly turned into something darker. They began believing that they could shift energy in their favor. Not magic exactly, more like patterns, predictions, and psychological influence. At first it was simple. Don't engage with this person during this transit. Ignore them, and their life will fall apart on its own. If you stop giving attention, their luck will drop. Stop looking at the person. So where you give attention, where your energy flow, where your attention goes, energy flows. Mind you, I'm using real shit, just so y'all know, because this is actively into the system right now. If you stop giving attention, their luck drops. It sounded powerful, almost like control. So some people started practicing. They would collectively ignore certain users, spread negativity, or convince themselves that someone was in a bad cycle and therefore everything in their life would go wrong. Meanwhile, guess what? What I do know also in the system is when things are going wrong, God is working at his best. Because what you may think is something going wrong, and what other people may look at as negativity, is God moving you out of certain situations that could harm you later. But of course, they got to put their own spin on it, because we got to look powerful and we got to make this shit and shifts work for ourselves. Mind you, I'm watching women actively debate online about biblical this, that, and the third, and it looks so stupid to me. You want to know why? Why are you debating? You literally are housing thoughts and information about this book in your mind, knowing that them people over there corrupted that shit. And y'all are debating about it. Well, your theory would be messed up based off the fact that when Adam was born and then it went down to Noah and then Noah had a son called da 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 da. And I ain't judging the ladies. It's just that it starts to be a lot of chitter chatter about a lot of bullshit to me. And everybody in the comments is saying, oh, that's my girl. She knows her Bible story. Actually, she knows nothing. A lot of us know nothing. Why? Because of them people over there, and they like for it to be that way. So then the lady started looking at a lady was showing something about the nervous system, right? And then there's this saying and it says all roads lead to Rome. And I'm like, that makes sense because I keep telling y'all about Rome and the Vatican and Italy and how they played their parts to connect and to manipulate and to da 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 da. Meanwhile, these niggas are still sitting on a lot of information. Everybody gonna be mad at me for talking how I'm talking. Everybody's gonna be mad at me for talking how I'm talking. But nobody's gonna be mad at themselves for doing the shit. I have to be the problem, not the fact that they're doing the shit. You know, when you are aware and you can see stuff, you know it's like the loneliest place to be in the world because you got two places to go: jail or the hell. That's the options. Meanwhile, I know that, and I'm actively still saying it because the people are never gonna, admit, okay, we were wrong. They're gonna wait till 100 years later and I could be dead and gone out of this system, and then somebody's gonna say I reincarnated wherever the hell else, and then I'll be a baby talking shit. Either way, long story short, then they're gonna say, oh, in 2026, this young lady said da 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 da, and actively she wasn't crazy, she was right. Remember the nigga came in here calling me crazy, but mind you, all the conspiracy theorists have been proven right. You know where they are? Hell or heaven or reincarnated or jail or somewhere that is not actively around here no more, but now all of a sudden the people are saying, oh well, they were correct. Well, wouldn't it have been nice for them for y'all to give them accolades before they had to die about it? You mean to tell me I gotta die about this shit in order for anybody to start to listen? Mind you, you still ain't gonna make no change because everybody's actively out here acting like they oblivious when they see it too, but they afraid to say something. Nah, for real, we gotta stand on business anyway. And period. Because at this point, like, they the same. This got to be hell because ain't no way this is life. So that's the other part. A lot of people get into the whole narrative that this can't be right because you trying to tell me there's a worse place than this. I'm actively watching kids get touched on, and you mean to tell me there's a worse place than this? Like, it's people sitting in power that are manipulating, killing, stealing, and destroying, and you mean to tell me there's a worse place than that? It's a lot of people actively going on about their day, knowing that the people sitting in power have done the things that they have done. And you mean to tell me there's a worse place than this? Because what's happening over there? I don't know. Anyway, some people started participating, right? They would collectively ignore certain users, spread negativity, or convince themselves that someone was in a bad cycle and therefore everything in their life would go wrong. And weirdly, things seemed to match, but it wasn't luck. The targets weren't actually cursed or affected by energy shifts. What was happening was social isolation. Mind you, they're doing this shit. Excuse me. Gang stalking. When other people are looking at the person and they're saying, oh, well, this person's going through something. No, that's your friendly neighborhood gang stalker. That's your friendly neighborhood group. This person ain't psychologically going through shit, and I ain't judging nobody or diagnosing nobody, but literally now there's groups coming out saying that they got paid to do this. And y'all was trying to say somebody was crazy, but meanwhile, there's a whole group over this bitch getting arrested for it. Now, all of a sudden, there's um there's content creators going undercover and infiltrating certain groups to find out that this shit was actively happening. But meanwhile, people on the outside looking at you like you crazy. It's people actively driving on your block because they're trying to fuck with you. And it was all real. Because this is what was happening. Social isolation, stress from being ignored or judged, confirmation bias, only noticing when something went wrong. Mind you, you know what happens? The same people that when they start becoming aware and that shit start happening to them, all of a sudden, you know what they start saying? Oh, we should have believed you then. Why did it have to happen? Why did it have to happen to you in order for now it to be true? Why was it not true when I was telling you that they were gang stalking me? Why was it not true when I told you that somebody was actively following me? Why was it not? And mind you, these people waste years. Like, they got time. But all of a sudden, when that glitch hit and now it's them, now they want you to have some type of empathy for them because, you know, their sanity now matters, but yours was not important. Do y'all know how many people that, you know, exit this system because of the fact that stuff like this starts to happen and they want you to shut your ass up? So they start sending people after you. And then now you not here no more. Why y'all think that what I tell y'all, number one rule of Earth School, don't die. I know it's gonna get bad. I've been there. I felt it. I know people are following you. I believe you. I know stuff is happening actively around you. I believe you. You don't have to, you know, look outside. Like, I believe you. If nobody else is gonna believe you, I believe you. So when I was actively going through a lot of that stuff, and I'm over here like, God, like, what did I do? What did I do, God? Because I'm not a bad person. You know what my answer was? You're only going to be able to describe it if I take you through it. You're only going to be able to empathize if you saw it. I know you're going to be strong enough to make it out on the other side. And I know you'll be strong enough to help other people when they're going through it. I know you will believe them because of the fact that I showed you. It wasn't because I did anything wrong. It was because God needed a real soldier to help. Somebody that wasn't going to exit the system because nobody's believing them. Somebody that can stand alone. Somebody that can say, okay, well, fuck it. You said that. Well, now what? Oh, you don't like me because of da 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 da. It's always, you know, they don't like me because, you know, Jesus loves me and da da da. It gotta be some Jesus something. But mind you, God loved me and God showed me that he loved me every day. God showed me that I'm important to the system every day. The reason why I'm sitting here is because God showed me I was important to the system every day. You're never going to convince me that the shit that was happening was not happening because I actively saw it. And then God started proving to me that it was right. People started getting exposed. Things started to happen, showing me. But what if I didn't last in the system enough to be able to get to the part where I got shown that this was actively happening? And not only was it happening to me, it was happening to other people. Meanwhile, they'll tell you they got technology to do this shit. And then nobody will still believe it. They actively use some of this technology in wars against other countries, and y'all won't believe that they won't use it on y'all. Why? Because your government loves you so much. Y'all better go look at some of them files and start to see what they actively do to their own fucking people. They do not give a fuck about you, your kids, your mama, your daddy, your great great grandmama, anybody. Because if you go look into the system, they would rather hide you and stick you in a vault before they actively acknowledge the fact of anything that they have done until it's 100 years later when nobody can, you know, even fathom. Like, why would y'all have done that? That's strange. Like, y'all don't wake up at any given time to, you know, think that we should change the world by being better people. No, y'all never think that because that's not even on the list of things to do. What's on the list of things to do is kill, steal, and destroy. They gave you the definition of the beast and who the beasts are. And mind you, y'all still actively clap for them. Mind you, I can't wait to see how this one thing plays out because I'm still confused as to how they're getting ready to incorporate or try to incorporate, because some places are already doing it. These little chips and things of that nature that they're doing for a monetary system. I'm waiting to see how the church spins this shit. Because y'all literally been telling people about the mark of the beast this whole entire time, and then y'all want people to do stuff. So I'm waiting to see how y'all spin this for y'all beneficial, you know. But mind you, I'm telling y'all that the people that run this whole system could shut this shit down at any given time and say, okay, my bad. We shouldn't have done da 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 da. Everybody's in the whole spirit of awakening. We want to make the world a better place. Let us undo what we did. Them niggas ain't open their mouth to say shit. And will they ever? The world may never know. Anyway, because you started looking for bad luck in others, you started seeing it everywhere, even in yourself. The group didn't get more powerful, it got paranoid. Friendships broke down, people turned on each other, and every small coincidence becomes true proof of something bigger. Then came the final post. Someone wrote, "What if nothing we did changed anyone's luck and we just made each other miserable on purpose?" Silence hit the group. One by one, people left. Plot twist. It was never bad luck being created. It was fear, belief, and attention turning normal life into something scary. So, how many times have you been around somebody and you know this person is negative? Like everything is always draining, everything is always, oh, woe is me. How many people do y'all know like that? Because if you do know them, you're going to have to fend for yourself and get away from them, because that energy, birds of a feather flock together. They pulling you in. And although you want to, help the person, you have to help yourself first. You know how on the plane they tell you secure your own seatbelt first, secure your own mask first. Like if the plane goes down, make sure that, you put on your own mask first. That's not being selfish, because if there is no you, then how you going to help them anyway? And you know you're the most powerful force in the situation. You know you are the thing that's keeping them afloat, because they don't know how to, be mindful of the way that they talk to themselves or the way they speak to themselves. On a daily basis, people speak negativity over themselves, not realizing that's going to harness and fester your future. Because what did I tell you your future was? The definition of your future is the time or a period of time following the moment of speaking or writing, regarded as still to come. We plan on getting married in the near future. Work on the building will be halted for the foreseeable future. So the future is a time or period of time following the moment of speaking. The power of life and death is in the tongue, or writing it. So journaling, but also being mindful of the things that you are journaling, because remember I said the etymology of a word is important, because in English we've been taught a lot of words to keep us bound. So look up the etymology of a word, because even blessed has a problem. And a lot of people will walk around saying I'm blessed, but you're being less. Why you want to do that? So use the word, figure out the word. I'm more than amazing. Whatever it is, it's like when the people say they don't like to say good morning. And so all of a sudden, and because I don't really like saying that either, but I started saying welcome to the world. Welcome to a new day. Because it sounds like I don't really like grand rising. It sounds like, I'm trying to connive you. So welcome to a new day. Welcome to the new world. Rich risings, wealthiest risings. Like, let me speak some stuff into your existence, or at least into mine, because I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Because I don't want do nothing to add or subtract from your your free will. Because why would I want to do that? Majestic Grace said that's how I am. And period. Because, we got to be mindful of the things that we say. Yes, Grand Rising sounds hotel. Yeah, like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out how to get the draws. GTD. So over here, like, Grand Rising, sister. You want my panties, don't you? Just ask for them. Tell me how much you're willing to pay for them. I'll send them to you. Like, you ain't got to go through all this. You can smell my whole ass. You know what I mean? Just tell me what you want. Like, either way, welcome to a new day. Welcome to the world. Because shit, like, Why you over here trying to sound like you get ready to molest me? You ain't gotta go. You ain't gotta do all that. I am cracking up. Anyway, here we go. In a small online community, people started noticing strange patterns. Every time someone said they were going to change their life, quit a job, move, end a relationship, something similar would happen in someone else's story right after. Then came the rumors. People are influencing each other energetically. And mind you, this is real. So just so you know, because we have to also be mindful when one thing exists, so does the other. So whereas society don't want us thinking that, energy shifting is a thing, they be using it. And just like that, you found me out. Period. Because that be the thing, like Grand Rising Queen. Like, I want to believe you so bad because it sounds, slithering. It sounds cute, but slithering, you know. It's a beautiful day. I love it here. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like, I love it here. Even in this little bit of, moment in time that we have, which is, so eternal. Like, this moment is a good moment because it's great to be able to have a conversation with, the world and let y'all know, like, you're not in this alone. And yes, it looks whatever it looks, but it also looks amazing. There's good things happening. We're having a great time. They don't want us having a good time because they be mad, but either way, we're still having a good time. You know what I mean? Drinking your water. Blessings. Don't be blessings. See what I'm saying? Overachiever. Speak to the water, what you need and what you want. Don't do that. But that be the thing. That's what you said to the water. You see what I'm saying? And then mind you, you drank it and then not realizing. So speak to the water, but be mindful of what you're saying to the water. All right, because the etymology is important. Mind you, water is getting ready to become a high commodity. Just so y'all know, or a hot commodity, because it's people. Decatur is not even a few miles away from me, so we're gonna speak life and great things over top of you. Okay, so do that. Anyway, Decatur's not that far away. Their water's coming out brown. So we have to be mindful. But anyway, in the great grand scheme of things, the world is amazing. Life is amazing. Getting around the people that are the same as you, that have the same frequency, same vibration, or more, is amazing. Being able to have conversations or converse back and forth with people who will believe you in the mix of, because something is happening outside too, y'all. Just so y'all know, they trying to convince us about these people showing up. Oh, I meant to tell y'all, because I was wanting to get online, but then I had to be obedient to my spirit, because my spirit said, just chill, little Bill, because I was supposed to check something and see. I was running an experiment this weekend, and I needed to see something. But anyway, long story short, I was being told in my sleep through my dreams that they're getting ready to, do something. Remember, they was talking about aliens and this, that, and the third. They're getting ready to try to put something into the system that's not real. But then something that is real, it's like a distraction on one hand. Like, they're trying to convince you that something that is real ain't, and something that is not real is. So, we already know that, we already see that, but whatever the thing that they try to convince us is real is big. Like, it's like the equivalent of an angel, showing up. But mind you, you don't realize that this is an angel because of the fact that the way they make it look. But they gave you the description, so they make it. The angel could be, 35 feet tall. Their angel could be 59,000 feet tall, or something of that nature. Their angel is going to have be made out of translucent such and such, right? But mind you, God already told you in Psalms 91, what to look out for. But it's the thing. In the Bible, they said, in the Bible, it's a scripture or a place where Jesus said that they said they will find his body in such and such a location. Don't believe them. Mind you, it's already there. And then they come out and then they say, we found Jesus' body at such and such a location, but the prophecy already, Jesus wrote that a long time ago, and Jesus already told you not to listen to them. And then they come out and they do it now. But in Psalms 91, God already told you where your protection is going to be. And then y'all run from it because you don't realize that you've been saying Psalms 91 for forever and a day, which is right here. And this is the part that keeps catching my attention. And like I said, this is one of the moments God shows up, and God shows up in a certain type of way, and y'all will be running from it and scared from it, but neither y'all didn't listen. Surely he will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely he will save you from the foul snare and from the deadly pestilence. So they're giving you cues, but if a big winged, feathered entity shows up, you're going to be scared because you didn't listen to Psalms 91. If a big entity such and such and such and such that don't look like or resemble like, they gave you that for a reason. I'm saying me, for instance, they gave me that for a reason because out of nowhere one day I was just minding my own business and then something catches my eye and it says, this is something that you're supposed to do every day. It's going to remind you of something. And I'm over here like, okay. And then they use this, and this to make me realize and make me know that, oh, that came from out of the sky for real. Anyway, people are influencing each other energetically. Something bigger is syncing us all together, but the truth was simpler. Everyone was talking in the same spaces, watching the same trends, repeating the same ideas. So, of course, similar choices and outcomes started showing up. It was shared influence, not magic. And this does happen, right? Because remember, I told y'all about the man that was watching the woman, and so he already knew everything that she liked. So he told his friend, I'm going to get her. And mind you, he was watching her every move. So he knew what she didn't like, what she did like, what her favorite movie was, what kind of clothes she liked, what type of vacations. He knew how to play to the things that she liked. And so he told his friend, I'm going to get her. But the way he was talking wasn't because he wanted to be with her. It wasn't because he liked her style. It was because he was focused on what she could bring to him monetarily. Later on, the man says, a couple months later, he runs into him. He's actively with the woman. So they're talking about how we met, this, then the third. Lady saying, oh, we met by chance. Da, 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 da. It's such a coincidence that da, 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 da. Meanwhile, long story short, he know this nigga was predatory and watched everything about this lady. And this is how, he came to do what he needed to do. Anyway, long story short, her lifestyle started to take a tumble because it was out of alignment. It was predatory. It was manipulation. And here she thinking it's divine intervention because, in her mind, she didn't know nothing about him. She was genuine, in the system. She didn't know anything about him. The fact of the matter is they bumped into each other coincidentally, this, then, and the third. It seemed like it was the most amazing love affair ever. But mind you, this nigga was being a predator. He wanted her for what she could give him, wanted her for what he had. He knew all the ways to say or to get in without, triggering the system. And here she innocently, now her timeline is taking a tumble because here this nigga go. And that happens so often. Like I told y'all a long time ago, a lot of the things, me even saying, oh, I'm actively, God, you do it. But mind you, I tell y'all so much stuff online that I gotta be very, very careful about, who, what, how, whatever, right? So I saw something A man said that when a woman uses her body, to get something, and that's something, and then he said when man uses his money or his wealth to get something, da 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 da. Anyway, my inbox be jumping, right? My inbox be jumping. All of a sudden, I don't know what the hell it is, but all of a sudden, everybody, hey, da 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 da. Mind you, what I do is instantly delete. Cause I ain't gonna let you waste my time, and I don't give a fuck that you in my inbox. Because why are you in my inbox? Also, if it's real, say it out loud. But furthermore, I said this to my son, and think about it however you want to. Men that actively pay for it, like they instantly start. I got several reasons why. I know you really don't like me. One, my GoFundMe ain't got nothing in it. My Cash App ain't got nothing in it. Like when you men that start paying for what they want to ain't trying to waste their time or yours. And depending upon how much they put in there, they really ain't trying to waste their time. So with that being said, yeah, delete every time. Like and somebody else may hear that and they may be like, oh, instead of I don't give a fuck. I gotta protect myself. And as of now, it could be the nicest da 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 da. Mind you, what does that profit? The price of tea in China. Ike was nice to Tina before when he met her. Who else? Like go through your favorite, oh da 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 da. He was nice, and watch how it plays out every time. Like I don't need the lip service. So hey, yeah, I don't need it. Get somebody else to do it. Go talk to somebody else's mailbox because I ain't with it. And if you don't like that, I wasn't asking you to. Talk to God about it. The coincidence became a sign. A pattern becomes proof. Normal events becomes something deeper. Um, then one day someone actually mapped it out, and I ain't willing to be in like it's one thing in struggle love with somebody, but I'm not struggle loving with nobody from the fucking beginning. And that's it. That's all. So the people will try to reverse psychology you into, oh well, you struggle with this person. Da da da. That's reserved for niggas that I done been here for you. You done been here for me. Unless yeah, we can do that. But if you want me to struggle bust with you from the beginning, I can do bad by myself. Like, why do I need extra company and fucking struggling? That's stupid. Do with that information what you will. Like, some people who want to do that, I ain't it. You want me to give you some ass, mind you, that's work. You want me to do free work. You want me to cook for you, more free work. You want me to clean up behind your ass, more free work. Like you gonna have to go play with somebody else because I ain't it. Like I can't do it. Go try to game somebody else into, struggle busting love with you and whatnot. You ain't got a plan or a play as to how we going. I would respect the nigga even more to say, I'm gonna show you how we both gonna get some money real quick. Like, don't go play with somebody else. Plot twist: it wasn't magic sinking their lives. I'm a full grown ass woman. Like you ain't gonna convince me of no little childhood ass shit that oh well she's not this because that reverse psychology shit they be trying to do to make you fall in love with a bum. Talk to your mom, please, and thank you. It wasn't magic sinking their lives. It was humans doing what humans always do. Notice patterns even when they're random. I told y'all about the grown ass man that said, because apparently niggas got games these days. And a grown ass man said, when you like somebody, you can't show them that you fully interested in it from the beginning. Well, you don't like me then. Because I don't like games. Like, what the fuck is up with that? That's weird. I'm new here, and God sent me here to speak the truth very deep. You speak the truth very deep. Thank you. Clover, I love your name. All right, so plot twist. People thought strange coincidences were magic. Every time something happened to one person, it seemed to show up in someone else's life too. They called it energy alignment. They called it a sign from the universe. but nobody noticed the truth. They were all watching the same trends, talking in the same spaces, and influencing each other without realizing it. So you have to be mindful of that. People that go to it's like birds of a feather flock together. If you're in a space where everybody is one thing, so like when I told people when they go to spiritual, when a person turns to spirituality, mostly it's because either they going through that glitch, something is happening into their life when they're seeking some type of guidance, some type of direction, right? Now think, and everybody on my channel knows because I tell y'all this all the time. Don't trust nobody. Trust yourself. Always fact check. And that's not, being overly suspicious of anybody. That's also protecting yourself because just think, if I know that, then that means I know how to manipulate. I can manipulate that situation to where I can play on certain things. It's like and like tarot and things of that nature. I can say specific things to people that will resonate with everybody. I can, talk about manifestation. I can do all of these things because it will pull people in because people want to talk about manifestation. But I tell the people that come to my channel all the time, look at the person that is talking. If they haven't manifested nothing, they talking behind green screens and things of that nature. Like it's a whole lot of whatever, and you can't see nothing. Don't believe them. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. They're trying to manifest what they're telling you off of you. Anybody that's saying they can teach you how to do something that they ain't never done, how the hell they gonna teach you something that they ain't never done? I can teach you a pattern of something that has gone along with something, but it's like me telling you how to get off crack and I ain't never smoked crack. It's like me telling you how to get off alcohol and I ain't never done alcohol. It's like me telling you how to get off any type of substance and I never done it. I'm not going to sit up and tell you something that I never done. I can tell you about alcohol because I did it. I can tell you about being homeless because I did it. I can tell you about how I restarted my life over because I did it. I can tell you about that glitch because I did it. I can tell you about Dark Night of the Soul because I did it. I can tell you about some of these funky ass niggas because I did it. I can tell you about how to get married more than once because I did it. Now, I want to be better. I want to learn some different, qualities and things, but there's a whole lot of people out here giving expert advice because, oh, I went to school and I read a book. Bitch, I do not give a fuck. Unless you go through it, you ain't got the pitch or the play because you can tell me, you can go to school, you can learn a whole lot of shit, right? And all you're going to have is the book knowledge of a thing, but you got to be able to, maneuver your way really through that thing. I can't tell a person that's been on alcohol for a very long time, how to wean yourself off of nothing. You want to know why? Because when I was out abusing alcohol, anytime I wanted, or Mary Jane, anytime I wanted to stop doing something, I just did it. So I'm not gonna say, oh, I had to go to AA because I didn't had a nigga try to intervention me. My cousin tried to intervention me. They said you was waking up every day and you was drinking the same liquor that you had the night before. Yes, because you don't waste no fucking liquor. And I was having a good time. Like I didn't think I needed no damn AA, but I think they thought I needed AA when I started blacking out and putting my hands on people. But when I decided to be done with it, I said, I don't think I should be putting my hands on people, and I don't think I should be blacking out because shit, I might be doing shit when I'm black the fuck out that might not be becoming of the woman that I wish to be. So let me not do that. I didn't have to go to AA. I just stopped. So I might not be a good candidate to tell somebody that because what if people just can't stop? I don't think people could be, addicted to Mary Jane, but there's a thing where people can get addicted to Mary Jane. I'm not a good talker of that because guess what? I done so much Mary Jane at one point in time. Like, I like Mary Jane. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that would be my friend. If I could do some Mary Jane right now, I would be doing Mary Jane right now. But guess what? I don't feel like you should do Mary Jane and can't pay your bills. Like, what I look like getting up in the morning, hot boxing and shit, and I can't pay my mortgage. That's strange. I can't pay my electric bill, this, that, and third. Like that's money that I'm gonna be using that, so I can't tell you about that. But anyway, long story short, I like Mary Jane so much so that one time I was like on Mary Jane so much my eyes turned red for a whole week, and yeah, I just was having the best time of my fucking life. So when anybody says, "Oh, it was addiction and this and the third," I didn't feel addicted. I felt like I was having a great ass fucking time. So with that being said, I can't tell you about, oh, well, I felt like I hit rock bottom because I was drinking. I hit rock bottom because I did so much other shit. And but I didn't think the drinking or the Mary Jane was the problem, because shit, I was having the best fun at my peak of life doing that. Did it make everything better? Maybe that might be the thing. So again, I don't know, because but I can tell you that during that time, yeah, I was having a blast. Everybody else wasn't having a blast because people around me said, "Oh, well, you're doing this, that, and the third." I'm looking at them like they crazy. They looking at me like I'm crazy. So who was actually crazy? And when I decided to stop, I decided to stop. But even in that, guess what? Anybody that was talking shit about me doing anything, I still was doing better than them and taking care of their ass. So it be confusing to me when people start talking shit and I be thinking, I still do better than you. So how the fuck you gonna tell me anything? That might not be a good attitude to have, but that's the fucking attitude, because do with that information what you will. So I don't really condone, like, if I'm gonna say a person, because I don't know why God sent you through that. Maybe you went to smoke crack because you was gonna have to tell somebody else how to get off crack. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Either way, long story short, I'm only going to tell you some stuff that I know about actively doing. People be out here trying to give me so much credit for so much shit. Like, I ain't did that. Now, I did a little portion of that. I can tell you how to get a nigga. Like, I can tell you that. I can tell you how to get a nigga and make them spend a whole lot of money on it. I can tell you all of that. Because I ain't never going, I'm going to just say it from the beginning. So the niggas that be talking to me be niggas that got it. Niggas that don't got it be talking shit, saying she only fuck with niggas that is da 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 da, like that's a bad thing. But bitch, what you want me to do? Give you some pussy because you asked for it? No, bitches be fucking for less. Hamburgers and shit like that. I got real bills in life. So I'm not gonna tell you about nothing that, and even though I'm going through something right now, guess what? I still live a pretty fucking good ass life. So, for all intents purposes, it's not the thing that I'm normally used to having this, that, and a third. But guess what? I can turn the fucking cameras around 360. My shit is very much nice and clean. I ain't gotta lie to nobody about nothing. I ain't gotta be out here sucking a dick for nothing or none of the above. But it still ain't what I'm used to. I'm thankful for everything that I have. And this is why I'm saying, like, even when I'm at my worst, I still be at, it's not what somebody else would deem to be the worst of the worst. People ain't got fucking water right now, just so you know. People live in very, very big, luxurious houses right now and can't wash their ass because their water is poison. They can't drink the water. People have lost their jobs. They can't go buy water. Like, it's a lot of shit that people just take for granted. Like, something as small as water. Water should be free for everybody. Water should be clean for everybody. Meanwhile, guess what's happening? We watch it. We're actively, all of us are not mad at nobody for messing up the water. We're not mad at people for touching, the little people. We're not mad at people for destroying the environment. Like, we're not mad for a lot of the right things, because them destroying the water, we should all be mad at, because what's going to happen when the water is destroyed? What y'all going to drink? Y'all do realize that y'all life expectancy is going to be very, very short when you don't have agua, right? It's not and people take this for granted, because guess what? You can pull it out the air, but you can't go and just like decide that I'm getting ready to just make some water and H2O it. I mean, so why are we just letting people damage if facts it makes you sick? That's what I'm saying. So why are we just sitting all actively allowing these people to do whatever the fuck they want, like they own the earth? Like, somehow they done convinced us all that they have the title to the earth, and we just all actively sitting the fuck around here listening. Mind you, we just talked about it's 8 billion people on Earth. 5%, and y'all saying it's 1%. 5% was like 450,000 people. So you mean to tell me we got 7.5 billion people on Earth, and ain't none of us decided that 425 or 450 don't know how to make the proper decisions for the group? Y'all will get mad at a person that don't make the right decision, and it's just be you and them. And you mean to tell me we got 707,500,000,000, whatever people running around here, and we are all actively have not come to the conclusion yet that the leaders don't know how to lead? The water and the medicine together are making us sick. And that's the other part. God gave us medicine, natural medicine on Earth. Guess what we allowed them to do? Have y'all not realized yet that we already know who the problem is? Everything that God gave us, they rebranded and tried to sell us. God gave us seeds. They GMO'd them and try to sell them back to us. God gave us normal walking people around here. You know what they did? GMO'd them. Genetically modified. They're doing everything GMO. Anything GMO, they basically are God gave us the earth, the trees, this, that, and the third. You know what they're doing? Cutting them all down. The earth, everything on this earth was made to sustain itself, and we are allowing them to basically fuck up everything for 7 point something billion people. And we're just all collectively just around here doing nothing. I'm saying it, but guess what? I'm one person in the system. I could be the one person whose voice may matter, but until everybody just decides that, okay, we all need to rise up and fix this, the leaders don't know how to lead. We already know the problem. Mind you, I keep saying to the people in Africa, I'm so sick and tired of seeing them argue amongst each other, because all Africa has to do is realize that Egypt is Africa, Mali's Africa, Burkina Faso's Africa, Ethiopia's Africa. Once they realize that they are all Africa and collectively come together, do you realize like what they could do? They could change this whole entire world, but instead they want to be beefing with each other. Nigeria, Ghana, everybody arguing about who da da da. Bitch, all of y'all are fucking Africa. So why are y'all not realizing that if y'all combine forces and get everything together, y'all could rule the world, period? Because guess what? If y'all get y'all shit together, y'all can get everybody else's shit together as well. Because the cradle of life. Like, get your head out your ass and stop arguing amongst each other and shut this shit the fuck down. Y'all are one place, one group of people, one sound, one band, one. Get it together. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. Because I know that when y'all change, the world will change, because everybody will see. Like, pull it together. Stop arguing amongst each other. Y'all, just let me do it, God. I'm trying to tell you, just let me do it. I'll get y'all asses together, because real quick, we already know the problem. They the problem and this the problem. Let's fix it. Now, real quick. You know how you see them little memes and they pick the people up by their little back shirt? Get your little dusty ass son or daughter. Get your little dusty ass, because what are you doing? Like, why did you think you should mess up the whole entire world for everybody? Like, where do you think we're going to run to? Who can I run to? Like, where y'all think y'all going to run to? This is the best place ever. And y'all are messing it up. Y'all are drying out the lakes. The lakes are falling underground, which means there's a problem. That means there's a crevice under there. Something is wrong. Everybody is hearing gurgling under the ground. The lakes are empty. What does that tell you? Something is coming back. Something is about to be up on top. And what did I tell y'all about that? I told y'all about this earthquake. In 2023, 2024, I told y'all I saw it. Mind you, now I'm seeing another man saying the same exact thing. He said a worldwide earthquake is going to happen. He said he even gave it a date. I didn't have a date, but I felt that earthquake when God showed it to me. Y'all, y'all remember we was talking about La Brea? Everybody gonna end up in 10,000 BC because the earth is going to shake and it's going to open up. It's already showing us. The water is underground, like in places that it shouldn't be. That means that there's cavities there. That means that there's a sinkhole there. Like, I ain't a rocket scientist, but I absolutely know what it is when people are showing it to me. Yep, my daughter watching it now. I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm seeing it happen in so many different places. West Virginia, Georgia, Texas. Like, a lot of people are talking like, y'all, I hear water underground. But mind you, I seen it's people saying I'm in the middle of a lake. The lake is dry. Clearly, the lakes are leaking. Which makes no sense. But guess what? You know what it makes sense? When people think that they're smarter than nature and they start rerouting and building dams and start wanting to cover up this and start wanting to build this and start wanting to do that. And once upon a time, even the desert had water, remember? And then the landscape changed. I'm going to tell y'all this. If y'all are still actively alive when the landscape changed, y'all know who the problem is. Get rid of it quickly. So whoever survives on this next, when everything sinks, because shit's about to be shaking, because people are actively hearing water. Like, a man was listening from his well, and they can hear the shit inside the ground. Mind you, the well over here, the water over here, the well leaking, it's got different colors. Like, at this point in time, we have to realize, like, we done messed up, y'all. We done messed up. And mind you, we didn't even do it, but we stood idly by and watched them do it. So people been noticing that their thoughts weren't feeling private anymore. They think of someone and the person would text. They decide to change their life and suddenly see 10 other people online talking about the exact same thing. At first, everyone called it synchronicity. Then they called it energy alignment. As soon as they started treating everyday coincidences like messages meant for them, but nobody realized what this was. What was this? Everyone was plunging. I don't know what I was writing at some point in time, or just maybe I'm reading it wrong, but either way, everyone was plugged into the same digital flow. Some videos, some trends, some conversations, the same. Some videos, same videos, trends, conversations, the same shit. Collective attention was moving in one direction at the same time. So naturally, similar thoughts and actions started to appear everywhere. The brain did the rest. It connected dots. It assigned meaning. It turned time into signs. So when one person posted about heartbreak, another person thought their own situation was spiritually connected. When one person changed their life, others felt like they were being judged. But it wasn't guidance, it was reflection. So plot twist. Nothing outside of the collective was controlling it. The collective was just watching itself repeat in real time. So synchronicities are the same. So let me tell y'all a short story. Once upon a time, not long ago, right? I had got in my own way. And then I got in trouble, right? Spiritually. Because God said, since you know how to do it, then you figure it out, right? And I am the queen of loopholes, right? Because I feel like since everybody has free will, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You can do anything on this earth in your own, free will without corrupting somebody else's, right? It's just you have to figure out what to do and how to do it, right? Anyway, so long story short, when I got in trouble, I got a gift snatched from me. Not that, it got taken fully, because later on I ended up finding out that, I was still able to do something. But anyway, long story short, for that period of time, my gift got taken. I wasn't allowed to do something, right? Which is speak to the universe and stuff start to happen. I would be able to just say stuff. It would just do that. Mind you, grew up doing this. So, ain't nobody going to tell me that it don't exist. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Speak that thing into existence, right? All right. Anyway, long story short, I got told not to help somebody. I helped the person because I was a sucker for love ass bitch, and I liked the person, and God said let them do it for themselves, and I helped. Anyway, don't help. When I did, got in trouble. So for years, I got in trouble and wasn't allowed to do certain things. But then I figured out how to do it, right? Because for all intents purposes, and when I did this, it made me think that I made God laugh because how she figure out how to do that? Because what I did was this. Um, Normally I could trust my first mind, and because I know I could trust my first mind, and now that wasn't working, whatever I thought first, I just did the opposite. Now it got pretty tricky because you should always trust your first mind, but when your first mind ain't helping you, okay, Majestic Grace, when your first mind ain't helping you, then loophole it, figure out how to go around it, okay? Anyway, so this is what I did. And it worked. And then all of a sudden shit started to go right, even in the midst of me being cast out and wrong. And then what happened after that was, I made God laugh for a hot little second. Then I got the little signal, trust your first mind. But now I have messed up because it's a little wishy-washy happening here because now you can trust your first mind because when you started doing the thing and I thought about this first and then I had to do the opposite of that. And now trust your first mind. And now I don't know how to do that because I'm tricking myself into something. So now you got to go through the process all over again. And so things can be a little bit jacked up in between that system until you figure it out, right? Anyway. So it started with a feeling people couldn't quite explain. Not a big dramatic event, not a headline, just small moments stacking up. A person would think of an old friend they hadn't spoken to in years, and within hours, boom, that friend would appear in their notifications. Another person would decide they were done with a job, and suddenly their whole feed would be full of videos about signs it's time to quit. Someone else would go through heartbreak. It felt like everyone online was going through the exact same thing in the exact same time. And I know y'all are saying these things are similar, but this is all people, worry about anyway. So this is why it's all similar, right? And the collective started whispering, something is sinking us. It's not random anymore. We're all connected somehow. At first, it felt comforting, like proof that nobody was alone. Like invisible threads were tying everyone together in real time. Mind you, this is real. But it's a story. People began naming it the alignment, the shift, the collective wave, collective consciousness. And the more they named it, the stronger it felt. Because once you start looking for meaning, your mind doesn't stop finding it. If you woke up feeling off, you'd find someone online saying heavy energy today. If you felt stuck, you see 10 posts about being in a transition phase. If you were confused, you hear the universe is realigning you. If it felt too specific, too personal, too connected to be random, it all felt like that. So people started learning and leaning into it. They made decisions based on it. I won't text this person. It's not the right energy, not the right time. I'm waiting for alignment before I move because everything has to be in alignment, and I don't feel like the alignment is happening right now because this is happening. Da 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 da. This doesn't work out because the timing wasn't right in the collective. Because the timing has to be right, the alignment. Life started feeling like a script. Everyone was secretly reading, but then cracks started showing. One person realized something strange. Every sign they see or they were seeing was also something that they were already exposed to because it keeps happening over and over and over again. And then we realize that we're in another loop. And everybody says they have pattern recognition, but nobody's recognizing the fact that this is another loop. We're all caught in the same videos, the same creators, the same phases, repeating in different outfits. Because one person is taken from this, ain't nothing new under the sun. They're just regurgitating the same information over and over and over again. So when you go to, look for the information, they said, this is the sign that you've been waiting for. And then you get in there and you be like, well, what's the sign? Because it's the same shit I've been hearing over and over again. You need to hear this right now. And then you get in there, it's the same thing that you already heard. But although you need to hear because you be thinking like, I've been already hearing that. Like, when you get this, don't say nothing. When it shows up in your life, don't say nothing. When these people come around, just know that pay attention to this energy. Pay attention to the red flags What's the silver lining in a situation? You're ascending, you're growing. This is the reason why nothing feels, right to you. This is the reason why everything feels off. This is the reason why this is not comfortable. We're about to be in another shift. It's a transition. Mind you, I told y'all this morning in the middle of my dream, my ears started popping, like the altitude, or there was a pressure change. So something is different. One person realized that something strange. Every sign they were seeing was also something they were already exposed to. The same videos, the same creators, the same phases repeating in different outfits. And then you start to notice deja vu. Like, I already seen that. I already did this. Why did I do the same thing in 2019 that I did in 2022 that I'm doing right now in 2026? Why is the shift being the exact same thing? Why is it look like it's just changing slightly, like this much, but I can tell that it is different and something is happening because it's the same thing that happened but different. Like, it's going out, playing out in a different way. Ricky Raccoon, the raccoon that was here in 2024, another raccoon showed up, and the other day I posted a video, but this raccoon looks very malnourished, but we have to be mindful because of the fact that the animals got, diseases and rabies and things of that nature, but the raccoon just walked straight to the door, but that already happened. So why are things repeating the way that they shouldn't? Is it random, or is it the way that the universe is going, or is it the wheel of fortune where sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but that wheel of fortune is what keeps the cycle of life turning. But it almost feels like somebody is trying to shake or shimmy the wheel. Another person notices when they stop scrolling for a day, the signs disappear. But now the lights are flashing. Lights are turning on. I asked y'all this morning, does anybody know what is that? What's this thing? The thing where people are where the lights flash, Morse code. So also, let me tell you this: something happened in the system. A timeline change happened last night. You want to know how I know? Well, I posted 2 videos. Mind you, it was 2 videos that I did of shop videos. I posted them. I know they were posted. This morning when I woke up, my phone glitched because apparently there's supposed to be an update, or they want to keep updating your phone. They keep trying to update your phone because whatever they're doing, the updates have to take on the phone. Y'all see that light just change? Yeah. They have to do something on the they have to update the phones, but if you don't update the phones and it's not naturally set to update, then it doesn't take the update, and you don't know, and it's not on whatever timeline or cycle that they put on. So anyway, long story short, when I woke up this morning, I went to tap my screen to something, and it didn't open. As soon as I tapped it, it disappeared. I tapped it again, it disappeared. So that let me know, turn your phone off. So I turned my phone off. And when I turned my phone off and turned it back on, tapped the screen, it went to the thing. But it still didn't update the system, right? Anyway, long story short, when I went to go look for the videos because I was getting ready to take them, I take my videos from one area and then I post them in another area because I do 3 platforms that I have to make sure that my shop videos are, on. Anyway, long story short, I know for a fact that they were supposed to post over here because I did it before I went to sleep. Mind you, I had another video that I had did yesterday that I didn't actually post because I was tired. I was sleepy. So I ended up just deciding to not mess with it because I had to go find some other stuff to attach to it, and I just didn't want to mess it up because I knew I was sleepy. So I'm thinking, okay, those 4 videos will be able to, I'll be able to transfer them in the middle of the night because I know it's going to make me wake up in the middle of the night. Anyway, long story short, I wake up in the middle of the night and I go to now post those 3 videos because I had already posted one. I go to post the other 3 to the platform where I had not posted them to. 2 of the videos were not there. They had disappeared. There's no way for them to disappear because they were planted on this web page. So then, once I realized that, and that sometimes, I can tell by certain things when it happens like that. like whatever the timeline changes, because they can only move it a little bit at a time, because um that's where people been getting the glitches, where they finding the second thing, and all this other extra shit. So you'll see a lot of people talking about that. But anyway, so I'm like, I know those videos posted over there. So now what ended up happening was I was only able to post the one over here. So then what I always take it as is that I must have been so in that timeline, like how they're all running like this, and if you don't understand and it's not meant for you, don't even worry about it. It's okay. Charge it to me. Um, I'll take it. Anyway, so the timelines can be running like this, simultaneously. So one is too close, and I am either back now on another, like the one that is like a couple hours behind. So, mind you, the thing about the time is important only because of this. It's not really important, but it is. Because just like how I said to y'all today, happy Monday, and then Miss Kelly comes in and Miss Kelly says happy Tuesday. Mind you, there's some other people watching that it's still Sunday. But meanwhile, back at band camp, it's not that, everybody's crazy or psycho. It's because of wherever they are. It is she's somewhere else that I'm not, and I'm somewhere that she's not. Mind you, it's different time zones that are also happening, because you have to think that California is 3 hours behind. Texas is an hour behind. Australia is a day ahead, so Australia and I think the Netherlands is where Miss Kelly is, so they're ahead during the timeline. I have people from different parts of Africa, or whatever place they are, but everybody is consecutively running at the same time. Um, Hello, Bridget. Um, and so everything is still going, and then you have to think in certain parts of the world. I think Ethiopia is 2019, and so although we're in 2026, there's other parts of the area that is, but mind you, 2026 is happening at the same time as 2019. Mind you, there's stuff that's happening from 2019 that's actively showing up in 2026. So you have to think that everything running concurrently, and it may sound crazy, but it's actively happening, because in that location, that's what year it is. In this location, it's 2026. How, Sway, when we're all on the earth at the same damn time? And in certain parts of Alaska, it could be a different time. And so, depending upon what the world clock is, and the world clock houses each location. So one time I asked, where are the timekeepers at? Because something feels off, like everything is kind of doing this, but then a lot of people will think that the time is speeding up. Some people will think that the time is slowing down. Either way, a few people started comparing notes, real timelines, screenshots, actual events. And slowly the illusion started unraveling. It wasn't that people were magically connected, it was that everyone was consuming similar content, everyone was reacting emotionally to shared narratives, and algorithms were amplifying whatever the collective attention focused on. So I'm noticing I see a lot of different timelines in people, right? Because it's something that's actively happening. But anyway, long story short, I'm watching some people are grieving a whole country. Why? Because they're saying that the whole country is disappeared. They're all dead, is what they're saying. If that's true, I don't know. Why? Because on our timeline, my specific timeline, we're being censored to the point where, we don't know if this is actively happening. But in real life, it would be smart for them, the powers that be, the people who are trying to keep the narrative, whatever, it would be smart for them to try to control the algorithm, only because if we found out that whole countries were disappearing, all of a sudden people would care, because you would know that you could potentially be on the chopping block soon. Also, with that being said, it is being reported that a certain place has a certain disease. Mind you, people from a certain place that have this certain disease, I'm seeing people saying that's not true, that I'm here and there's nothing happening. I don't know why they're reporting that, but that's not true. And so right now it is who's controlling the narrative and what, why for? Like why would it benefit them for this to be happening this way right here, right now? What narrative are they trying to paint and what for? Okay, Majestic Grace. And why are they trying to paint that narrative? What is important for them to, for that narrative to be pushed, that this place has this disease, and y'all know which disease I'm talking about. Why is it important for them to push it to the rest of the world? All the world is a stage. You have to pay attention to the words. So everyone is doing what? Performing. And so what performance are they trying to push through? But mind you, why is it that nobody's reporting that a whole country is deceased? And is that even true? But I'm watching actively on social media a group of people grieve. They said the reporters, which come from here, so just so y'all know, the reporters are American and other places, but some are American, and that they went to a location that was having issues, and that whole country is gone. But mind you, I actively also watched Google Maps disappear a place. So if you don't know about that, it is a thing. What is your algorithm showing you? Why is your algorithm showing you that? And being mindful that if you share content, and this is one of the things where I got told, sometimes not even reposting some of the stuff that I see, put it on saved. Why? Because I'm not supposed to give content to people that I'm not supposed to give content to. So certain things I repost, but also with that, I kind of scaled it back because that's what I'm being actively told. Don't push this narrative. Don't give this. Like it's a lot of lies happening online too. I'm watching actively people argue, like I said, biblically about the Bible and this, that, and the third, when the Bible is full of lies and miscommunication because of Rome. The lady said all roads lead to Rome. Let's see. And I don't know whether or not anybody realizes this or not. It's because of something about the colonization. Because you got to remember who was doing it. Now, and this is why, like, and it don't take much to kind of Google or anything else, but it says all roads lead to Rome. The phrase comes from the ancient Roman Empire, because Rome built massive road systems connecting many regions back to the city of Rome. So literally, many roads actually do lead to Rome. Um, Whether you learned it online or in school, all these roads lead to Rome. What is this about? And why? And did y'all know that? But mind you, the lady was mapping when she found this. She was mapping your nervous system. Now ain't that some shit? Like this is I see so much different stuff. Like my phone, my algorithm does the weirdest things because and I'm gonna tell you why. I asked God for something. I'll literally ask God to show me something, and then all of a sudden my algorithm starts to do what I asked God for. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Like sometimes people can't say God ain't real because a lot of the stuff, like I wouldn't have been able to find that. I just happened to ask the right question. Why is this? Why is this important? Whatever it is that I'm asking, right? And then all of a sudden, my phone will start to do the weirdest things because then I'm in the know of something that I just asked the universe for. And just so y'all know, I don't even have to say it out loud. I can think it. And then the shit starts showing up. That's how real this shit be. Um, And as y'all know, I said it to y'all. That's why I tell y'all all the time. I like looking stuff up only because I don't want to lie to y'all. It's enough lies out here. I don't care what they put in them books because they be lying a lot of times. And we still gotta go dig up. But mind you, what's done in the dark will come into the light. So something they did in the dark, something that they buried, is on its way to the surface. I can promise you that. Because literally, they keep thinking that they are bigger than the system. Wow, because now that I think about it, the highways do look like nerves or veins on a map. Well, that's what she was mapping. All right, this is why and then mind you, gotta also actively check your source because then you gotta remember. I told you these fucking the way they got stuff going on right now. They are trying to cover up and hide so much stuff, but also while actively changing it right the fuck in your face because something about it is like they can't erase the history, but what they can do is pile a bunch of shit on top of it and then you got to go figure it out. Okay, so that's the other thing. So people will stop at this point, and then it just goes a whole lot further. And then this is one of the things that I'm questioning, right? Because also with this lineage thing, it keeps being traced, and they always keep showing me that the U.S., the 13 colonies, right? And I told y'all I'm from Delaware, so it's a thing, right? But mind you, it's funny to me, like my dad, my uncles, and all of them, anytime I've ever talked to them about any ancestral thing, right? It keeps being like on one side of my family, my grandfather, right? Um, every time they talk about him, they will say he's a Moor, right? Which now is also throwing me for a thing because my dad is about to be 70, right? I'm 50, so my dad's about to be 70, if he's not already getting to be 70 or something. So that would make my grandfather 70, 80, 90, if that, right? He's deceased. But the fact of the matter is they said that he never talked about his family. So all I'm saying is this, in 100 years, right? Because all of my uncles, even the ones that don't even get into this, like, this type of mysticism and occult shit, the fact that that's how they describe my grandfather, Cheswold, Moore, like, that type of thing. But still not knowing their the people, right? That means this ain't that far off. And the crazy part to me is that I don't want none of the ones that talk like that or describe it like that. I don't want nothing to happen to them until whatever this is gets figured out. Because the fact that they keep using that, not even knowing, like, I don't even know if they know I don't want to use the word detriment. But the fact that they use that, and these are not occult people. You see what I'm saying? These are not historian or people that get into, the stuff that we get into on a daily basis. That means that there's something there in that history, in their lineage, that it was put into them to remember that name. And they've been all telling me the same exact thing. And I want to get down to the bottom of it because the thing is this. I told y'all with the way that the US is, honestly, I feel responsible for it. Why? Because the fact that they use that, the fact that I'm from Delaware and those are the first 13 colonies makes me feel like whatever happened, our group, our people allowed that shit to happen. And if I can be a part of the group that fixes it, that would set right with my spirit. That would, correct whatever happened. Because somehow they're tied to it without even knowing it. But they got told that. That's the reason why they repeat it. And I never knew the detriment of even that name or that group of people. You see what I'm saying? Until starting to look at it. And I done heard them talk like that and say that for a very long time. That's the way they describe my grandfather's group of people. But that was just a very small group of people. And mind you, by the time I grew up to know anything about Cheswold or the people that lived in Cheswold, to me, they were kind of racist as well. Like, mind you, they look like mulattoes. That's the thing, mulatto, mixed version of people. But to me, I thought they was racist too because they didn't like outsiders. And so I don't know how this ties to this, but there's a place in Delaware, Cheswold. It's by Smyrna, between Smyrna and Dover. And so it's weird because they still ain't told me nothing about this man yet, and I want to know. The computer advertises what you like. You don't have to type it. They got cameras. Yeah, but they ain't got no camera in my brain. I just told you sometimes I ain't even gotta say it out loud. I just think it and it just shows up. I had Chips Ahoy from work. Ads for Chips Ahoy popped up and never looked up that. So how much of my business have you been in? Because guess what? Out of nowhere, the other day I was in the store. So how much of my channel do you be on? Because this ain't normal. So what you was looking at on my channel, mind you, this happened about 3 days ago. You see what I'm saying? God be telling me, like God be showing me who the people be. So how long you been on my? Let me look your ass up, because what the hell? It be the shit just like this. Cause look, even when I grabbed this, I was paying attention. Like, this ain't normal. But you know, we got it. It's here. That's not normally at my house, and neither are they. See what I'm saying? So it be shit like this that the universe be saying. Let's see what rigid vibrations got going on. Maybe it's just actively to look up the name because the title's always right. So let me look up the etymology. Yep, because guess what? See? You see how God works? Spendy, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Skip that. Let's see what we about to be looking at. All right. View your channel. Let me see what I'm supposed to see. Y'all, it be shit just like this. Like, y'all do not be knowing it. This right here. Mm-hmm. Period. Let's see. Let's see. Go to your channel. Hey, 7. Yo, 7 is yellow today. Did you just turn my thing off? All right, what happened? Say hey. Say hey and go. All right. DeAndre Pittman. How old are you? Or this is just somebody else's page? You don't look old enough for nothing. You don't even look like you're old enough to be here. Let's see. DeAndre. October 30th, 2017. So let's see. Yup. Yeah, she got died the other day. Paste. Excuse me. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm in somebody else's business. I'm actually in my own business, but I just need to know something. Because I tell y'all all the time, the title's always right. So something's happening. Universe said, oh, pay attention. Period. 10 subscribers, 6 videos, 679 views. Alright, so definitions, because title's always right, but as y'all know, we gotta look it up in multiple different locations. So, because one's gonna give us something, and then the other one's gonna give us something else. Maybe, or if they may give us the same exact thing, but who the hell knows? And then did y'all hear, right? All of a sudden, this must have dropped when 7 got up here, right? Mind you, she done push new tab, all types of stuff. Let me close these shits out because she been up here pushing buttons and shit. Let's see what we gather from this entity. Okay. Unable to bend or be forced out of shape, not flexible. So, a rigid. If a person, a part of body stiff and unmoving, especially as a result of shock or fear, not able to be changed or adapted, not adaptable in outlook, belief, or response. Andre Pittman. Why would you put that over yourself? Why would you put that connotation over yourself at all, period? But we'll see what happens. Mind you, it looks like a child in the video, but that's a girl. I don't know if that's their video, but that's a girl. More women. It's always a plot twist, y'all. Remember, that's what the title is. More women. So either this person is using somebody else's videos, somebody playing chess, a white man and a black man, one pale face, like very, very pale face. That's a child. That's the same person that's on the video in a short. This. Are you a child? How old are you? Did you leave? Yeah, something is off because then the videos are the same as that, but the person, um, because you can't come over here playing and why they get quiet real quick, right? Exactly. But these videos don't look like they look like they're just there, like somebody just put them there. But anyway, um, so let me tell y'all something that actively happened too. So yesterday out of nowhere, it was going through the videos. Remember, I told you I was deleting all the messages and shit that came up. Long story short, all of a sudden I came across something that was very familiar, and I'm like, why the fuck is this there, right? Whoever this person is. Anyway, so long story short, it was looking into something. So the vibe that I was getting, even same as this right now, is a person that is trying to be incognito, but looking into something and be mindful that we always talk about the titles always right, right? Um, unchanging, so, like the universe be trying to tell you something. People be trying to, come along and they'll say certain things and they'll be like, oh, well, I changed because this, that, and the third. But mind you, then you give the person an opportunity or, whatever. And then you instantly regret it because they didn't change. They just figured out a way to try to connive a little bit better or try to undergo the system a little bit better, backdoor the system. Like it's like a person watching you and then it's grand rising. Um, but hell to the no. What does vibrations mean? Because again, like I said, people don't realize that they be telling on themselves without telling on themselves. Your name does a thing. The title's always right. And even if they'll try to hide it, but then something else always it's like a telltale thing. Um and it's weird, but I come to the conclusion that that's just what it is. Anyway, rigid is unable to bend or be forced out of shape, not flexible. And then over here, rigid means it says dun, 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 and you can know what the word means, but then we look up the etymology because again, we can know what a word means, but sometimes even that word means multiple different things, like house, vessel. House can be your body, your celestial sign, your actual house. A vessel is your body. You see what I'm saying? So even sometimes when a person thinks that they're being slick in a situation, they not because it's just connecting the dots and seeing the things. So very stiff, fixed, and not flexible. It can describe physical things, rules, thinking, or behavior. How can you be on a spiritual anything and be very stiff or very fixed? So that will instantly say either they did that before they knew what that means, or they're just it's unchanging. So it's like the thing what I told you about before. People will say that they know the description of Jesus is black, but because they told them that it was white, they can't change from that. Like and even to this day, even when the people came and they said, "Oh, let me show you the picture of Jesus," they opened up the book, and now, Manchester, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. And now they're still stuck on that. So even though they don't realize it will behoove them to be able to, think outside of the box, they're always going to be stuck in this situation or stuck in that mindset because of this word right here. Something hard that does not bend easily. The plastic was rigid. Someone who was very strict or unwilling to change. They have rigid beliefs. The schedule is so rigid, stiff, strict, inflexible, firm, fixed. And vibrations are movements or oscillating that go back and forth. You see what I'm saying? It's wishy washy because how sway. Um, Scientific meaning in physics, vibrations are rapid movements through space or matter. But meanwhile, you got this. This is where remember when I said you got to be careful because in English it takes away your manifestation basically, or it talks you out of um, the movement. Because if you say I'm going to be a billionaire or I am a billionaire, and then you do something to undo that right in the same sentence. So it don't make any sense that, to put that together. But it could be like a conundrum, I think. Maybe we'll see what that is. Um anyway, um rapid movements through space or matter. Uh Everything that produces sound involves vibration in some form. So everyday meaning. People use vibrations or vibes to describe feelings, emotional atmosphere, energy someone gives off. Um, Vibration comes from Latin vibrare, to shake or move quickly. All right, what's the etymology of both of these words? All right, so I have to tell y'all something else. So this title, the title's always right, but this title is actually the epitome of a Uno reverse, because that's what it was, but for some reason it was hidden in the mix of. So technically, when I was doing this title, which is plot twist, this is the kind of tea that you're gonna want to hear. It was a Uno reverse, and it came because it was a curse that was supposed to be bestowed upon you, or some conversation. But mind you, I didn't want to put that because those who have ears, let them hear. Those who have eyes, let them see. I didn't want it to be. It said what it said because again, the title's always right, but the premise behind it is a Uno reverse. Okay. So just so y'all know, that's where that title came from. And just so you know, even up here, because up here, I'm gonna go up here. Okay, so let me scroll way up because this is what I asked this thing. Is what I be dealing with, whatever I be hearing, I be putting it in here first to make sure I don't forget it because sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I be listening to shit and over here it says this is what I wrote. What is a Uno reverse? Because I was gonna leave this out of the message, but since this person is over here, then apparently, because I wasn't even gonna say this. An Uno reverse comes from the card game Uno. In the game, the reverse card changes the direction of the play. Online and in slang, Uno reverse means someone flipped the situation back onto another person, like turning the tables unexpectedly. Someone insults you, but you come back with something that exposes them instead. Uno reverse. So anyway, so now this phone call is happening, just so y'all know. So someone may want to call you and tell you something. You prank someone and they prank you harder. Uno reverse. You thought it was going to affect me, but now it affects you. Uno reverse energy. People also use it jokingly for karma, instant payback, plot twist. That's how the plot twist came about. So I took out of it. I don't know why, because I honestly don't. I don't know why it was the point that I wanted to take it out. Like I didn't want it to be like this is what happened because I feel like instantly people will flood to that, but it was those who are meant to hear it will be meant to hear it. And I know that I'm supposed to be playing the long game of, the content that people get the people over here, but for some reason this message was for a select group of people. So that was why I didn't put the title that would have grabbed everybody because like I told y'all, like if I wanted to manipulate, I could put titles that would drag people the fuck over here because people like certain types of things. But I always have to remember that the title's always right. And so that's why we go into this. Anyway, so plot twist, reverse blaming or energy. Examples for so then it goes into that, and then I said um where because it was to still get it, but getting the information. So the T, that's where that came in. So the information that was being given. And so one of the things that I was having is somebody trying to direct a message. They're trying to direct the messages where it benefits them or they're trying to get certain information. So once upon a time, not long ago, anybody that don't know, I'm not a tarot reader, but I can read tarot. And so for some reason, it was given a vibe like, and sometimes I miss actually doing the actual cards, but I got directed away from that. And but it's like somebody wanted me to kind of pull more to the astrology thing. Um, Genius train of thought, Ty. I mean, because I'll be trying to avoid, and it's weird because um they be showing me like who not to try to, you know what I'm saying? So it's a thing. And I don't really know how to explain it. I can't articulate it because it's something that even happens like when I'm asleep and I get messages and things of that nature. So also they be showing me how to maneuver. It's like a thing. You know how like they say I'm gonna show you how to move in a room full of vultures? It's that because all of a sudden it'll be vultures trying to show up for whatever, but it's a thing where only the right people are supposed to be here, not whatever that mess is. And so, but certain people are already listening. You see what I'm saying? Like certain people, because they're not oblivious to me and I'm not oblivious to them. So certain people are already still listening, but it's like they want to guide the conversation. And so it's like a nigga, it be warlock. So just so y'all know, the warlock industry, they meditate on certain things. Like they know how to kind of magician their way into something. And somebody was trying to magician their way into my energy, and I already knew it. So like when the light started happening, like this light's still on. This light should not be on. Somebody trying to magician their way into the energy when that glitch happened. So I actively get the signs to be able to see, oh, it's a nigga trying to meditate on some shit. They trying to see some shit. They trying to get some results. Either way, bitch, you gonna be blocked from, this lifetime, next lifetime. I don't give a fuck how powerful you think you are. Like, I don't give a fuck. So that be the other thing. And so they be thinking that they got this big old, like, y'all don't realize how certain men or certain energies, I don't want to just say men, but it be a lot of masculine energies that be doing magical shit. And it be intentional. So they'd be like, oh, I can meditate on da 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 da. That's how they, put it under the guise of I'm spiritual and I'm doing meditation. But meanwhile, their meditation be in all the wrong directions. It be in business that ain't fucking theirs. It be trying to, mastermind. So I've been realizing and I've been picking up there's a mastermind that's happening. And I also know it actively because when I started making dates, like the dates, and I started plotting the fucking channel a week out, it was because it's that energy. Because why choose the light of all things? They want to know something. And it's funny because it's like I have several different masculines that think they're attached to me, right? Meanwhile, I rebuke them all. Just so you know. So with that being said, I got several different masculines that are attached that think they are attached to me. They all keep wanting to go under the radar, like and at this point in time, I'm not for the foolishness. Like even when I told y'all about all the men that are coming in, that's how I can tell that it is. Let me see how I can try to manipulate the situation. Give me $10,000. And you still ain't gonna probably manipulate the situation, but that'll give you a closer, chance to talk. Cause bitch, time is money and energy. And the amount of energy that y'all trying to pull, suck you mother. Anyway, if you don't like it, still suck you mother. Past that. Anyway, long story short, I can tell masterminds they be trying to manipulate. Kling Slay, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. And so they use it meditation. So meditation. And I know a lot of y'all might not think that they be doing this, but it's like, I want you to come to me. And that's what they be doing. So they want me to come to them, but that's not a man. A man, you come to me, nigga. And matter of fact, like I said, my GoFundMe, everything is there. Like, fuck you, pay me. Especially for real, for like, show me that you really want it. Like, I'm not coming to nobody. But this is how they try to do it. So y'all be careful, because I'm trying to tell y'all may not think this is real, but there are energies, people, they be the energies that actively use meditation as a practice to get what they want. And if you don't believe it, then don't believe it. But I promise you that they gonna get what they want, okay? Because if you're not paying attention and you actively acting like you don't know that it exists, then you're gonna be one of them people that they end up summoning, because this is what they be doing. They're summoning, and somebody's actively in my energy trying to summon, and I ain't got it, brother. Like, be a man. Do the thing that a man should do. And if you scared, get a dog. Cause what you scared for. And if you scared, that also should tell you that I ain't it. Cause my nigga ain't got nothing to be scared of me for. So, play with your mama. That's why I keep trying to tell you that actively, people may not like what I be saying, but I ain't got nobody to lie to. At all, period. I can do what I want, how I want. Tell me what you want. You ain't gotta be out here trying to use no, magic and behind the scenes energy work, trying to summon, trying to manipulate this, that, and the third. They gonna turn the light on every damn time. They gonna make it so I can see every damn time. And it's never gonna work. Because you're gonna have to come to me straight. Don't send nobody, like, none of that. So mysterious, nosy, intriguing, because that was another thing. It was being a nosy energy, because y'all do realize, like, people be astral projecting and this, that, and a third, and they be definitely trying to use that energy. So astral projecting, trying to see what it is that you doing, this, that, and third. And mind you, I told you I wasn't streaming all weekend. So, maybe somebody might want to know what I was doing, who I was with. All you had to do was ask me, shit. You ain't gotta be going, you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta go through the other door, this, that, and third, da da da. Like, you ain't gotta do none of that. Like, be grown about it. Just be a man about it. Period. I'm nice. I promise you. I don't bite unless you want me to. Or unless you force me to. But either way, you know what I'm saying? You got two choices. I don't bite though. I promise you I don't. Um But then the cracks start showing. One person realizes something strange. Every sign they were seeing was also something they were already exposed to. The same videos, the same creators, the same phrases, the same people, the same outfits. Other persons noticed the same and they stopped scrolling for a day. Signs disappeared. That's when curiosity turned into investigation. You see what I just did there? Because although people don't realize it, like, all these things be actively going hand in hand, because what was I just doing? Then curiosity turned into investigation. What did we do? We went down here and went on an investigation, because something ain't adding up. People coming over here, and then, energetically, I'm doing stuff that I ain't doing. And then, we wondering why. Anyway, long story short, then when we go down here, we start to figure out stuff, and it's a wishy-washy energy, which I also told you. We got Gemini. My brother said, watch your conduct. What'd I tell you? It's a new phase, a new cycle. But mind you, it's a wishy-washy energy. Like, if you want it, you're gonna have to act like it. If you want it, you're gonna have to show me. I'm not coming to nobody. You can't summon, no, none of that. You're gonna have to be a man, 10 toes down, big dick. Okay? Even if you ain't got that, but that is all into it's like success, based off of the eye. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You see what I'm saying? That. So vibrations are movements or oscillations that go back and forth repeatedly. So somebody trying to do the same shit over and over again. Meanwhile, ain't gonna work, never gonna work, and furthermore, stick a fork in it because it's done. Mind y'all, I got some news for y'all. So y'all tell me about this. And somebody tell me if they can find out what happened. So in the 1800s, I don't know when, but anyway, they said millionaires were made, but they was all from the same family. So this is the magic that these people use. You know how they would tell people the mirror shit, and remember I told y'all this is why I don't listen to nobody, because you have to listen to your own spirit. People will tell you that you need to cover up mirrors, you can't have mirrors facing other mirrors, this, that, and third, you shouldn't sleep around mirrors, this, that, and third. But then you have to be mindful of who's talking, what's the narrative, why are these people saying what they're saying, right? Okay, I told you I got mirrors around my whole entire house. I told y'all one time I went to sleep, I had written something on my mirror. My mirror, in the middle of the night, they told me, take that off your mirror because you're blocking one of your exits, one of your entrances. So I had to wipe the mirror off. Anyway, I got mirrors all the way around my room, every fucking where. Anyway, so long story short, I'm listening to something that goes into history. And y'all can look this up. So once upon a time, a lot of people became millionaires, but they was all from the same group of people. This was the magic they used. So 27 inches, I think they said. I don't know how far, or maybe feet. So depending upon how big your house is, but these are mansions. Okay? So the houses were built to have the mirrors facing each other. Now, mind you, also what was happening was the mirrors were facing each other. It was a specific amount of feet, but then inside of the middle of the area, it was a pedestal. And it had like a metal bowl on it, or then a chandelier. So y'all ever notice that when y'all went into people's houses, or when you see people's examples of billionaires, rich people's houses, it normally looks like that? So they said that they was going through the hi Pamela Adams, welcome, love you, thank you for being here. They was going through the history and the records of, cataloging people's furniture and things of that nature, and they noticed that the mirrors and the pedestal and whatever this basin, bowl, something, whatever it was that was sitting there was all one unit. And they started to wonder why these things was all one unit. And then they started to notice that it was in several people's houses. And I can tell y'all the several people, but it starts with the 1%. Old, ancient history. Mind you, just so y'all know, it also says that these people at nighttime had a service record that needed to be completed on making sure these mirrors stayed clean, making sure this pedestal was good, making sure that the water, because there was water that had to be 4 inches inside of the basin and the bowl and this metal object. And then they noticed that somehow throughout history, it just stopped and it disappeared. But mind you, all the people that was making money, their businesses grew. And all of them had this same setup in their house. Mind you, there's no records, there's no documentation, there's no reason why this should have ever existed or what it did. But they noticed that this is what all of them had collectively being documented. So anybody got any ideas? What y'all think that was? Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been trying to figure out how I can do it, but ain't none of my walls or nothing in my house built that way, even in my foyer, because that's the place where I would want it to do it at. But mind you, I don't know why it instantly made me feel like, because I'm always a mirror person. And why do you think that everybody that did it just systematically stopped doing it and it went away? Why do you think that everybody that had it that way or does it? Because I'm noticing even still in people's foyers that have big foyers, they still always have that big thing that's right here. And what they do is they put flowers in it. It's water. Why is that important? So anyway, yesterday, long story short, I was in the tub, right? Taking a spiritual bath. And for some reason, I had to make sure that the salt levels was off the charts, right? Because normally I just put the salt in there, but this time it was oversaturate the system, oversaturate the salt volume. Why? Because literally, I had to taste this to make sure that the salt was salty, to make sure that the tub, that it was just salt. What y'all think that was about? Anyway, I be liking when people be in my business and then I just be blocking the fuck out of them. Period. Get you somebody else to play with. Anyway, rigid etymology. The word rigid comes from the Latin word rigidus, stiff, hard, flexible, which comes from rigere, to be stiff or to be numb or cold. Um, Mind you, I don't know if y'all seen it yesterday, but I got some new products, right? And anyway, I was using them and I was feeling myself. I'm feeling myself anyway. So I said I was trying to get my groove back, right? And both my sons literally came and I was in here because I was doing the stuff. And my first son came by, the youngest one. He said, "Mom, you look really pretty." He said, "Did you put something on your face? Because I don't never do like the overly, so it just looked like, something." He said, "You look really pretty. You put something on your face?" And I said, because he was looking at my lip gloss at first. He said, "Your lip gloss really." Then he said, "You got on something else?" And I said, "Yeah," because I never put on nothing. Anyway, he said, "That looks pretty." And he went on about his business. Long story short, about 15, 20 minutes, the other one came and mind you, he just got here. So it was funny because he looked at me. He said, "I like your hair that way," because I had it up in the thing. "I like your hair that way." And then he said, "Hold on, you got makeup on your face?" And I said, "Yeah, it was some of the products that I just got." So anyway, long story short, I had did a video for these products. These people got some good ass fucking products. Um, but long story short, um, it was because I've been saying the same exact thing. Like, I'm trying to get my groove back, but meanwhile, ain't wouldn't it be funny for somebody to be trying to cast out energy for you to be numb, cold, or stiff? Restricting systems, inflexible thinking, stiff objects. Cause niggas, and it's always a thing with this song. I be cracking up because like outside niggas love a outside, but be when they get some outside, cause it's a thing where I can do what I want, but I don't want you doing it. So mind you, I ain't been with nobody in 5 years, right? And I've been just celibate and minding my own damn business because that's what I need to be doing. Anyway, long story short, um, look at her, little greedy self. You should have told me you was going over there. I might would have got you to give me a salad. No, that's fine. I might just go over there anyway because they be having some good ass salads. Um, but anyway, so no, never mind. But just remember that also in the process of the thoughts, it's always okay. It's all right when they do it. Okay, so just so you know, and I ain't trying to get nobody to do anything. Renee, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. She said, "Energy, good morning," and period. And then the vibration, energy. The word vibration comes from the Latin, a shaking or brandishing. Excuse me, to shake or move quickly, quiver or swing. The root word has always connected to movement, trembling, oscillation, shaking. Vibration waves, physical motion, emotional, vibrational atmosphere. Huh? Yeah, in the closet. 7. Contrast, rigid, fixed, stiff, unmoving, vibration, movement, flow, oscillation. So together it suggests something that is stuck versus something that is alive and moving. Um, Describing states or systems, people might use it to talk about a rigid system, strict controlling structure versus vibrations, energy, change, flow, restriction. Example idea: rigid structure blocks vibration. A fixed system restricts change or movement. It don't make no sense. Like that, it don't make no sense. Metaphorical: rigid block energy, closed mindset, vibrations, free will, energy, emotional awareness. So it becomes a way of saying stuck versus flowing. Um, Opposite effect. So rigid vibrations could mean something unusual like controlled chaos, structured movement, tension between stillness and motion. A contrast between something fixed and something moving or energetic. Either way, do with that information what you will, but pay attention because it's like a canceling of energies. That's what it gives me. Meanwhile, we ain't got nothing but lights being turned on. Anybody know anybody know what is the thing that I asked for earlier today? The blinking of the lights. Anybody know that? Anyway, back up here. We gave it energy. They gave me Beyonce. She said, I gave you life. So, but over time, the meaning become clear. Up. Oh, okay. So this is the other thing. So I wanted to y'all to tell y'all that when we talked about future files, nobody talks about the future the same anymore. Not because the future disappeared, but because people started realizing the future changes depending upon the patterns of the people repeat. So, because we're here at Earth School, in the beginning of Earth School, most people believe tomorrow would automatically look like today. Same system, same routine, same thinking, same cycle, same repeating forever. But slowly the pattern started to break. People began questioning things they once accepted without thought. Jobs changed, communication changed, attention spans changed, even the way people connected started shifting. And the collective became uncomfortable because humans like predictable patterns. Predictable patterns feel safe, even when they're unhealthy. So, do y'all think, and this is a question because I'm gonna finish reading this. Do y'all think that um, we were ever meant to be immortal? Because energy, is forever, right? It changes, but even on the grand scheme of things, so if we talk about how um, history is moving about and how the angels and or God basically created the universe and how people lived a lot longer back then. But then there's a story that says that, we started to get on their nerves and then we started evolving, well, having too many people over time. So just imagine a world where I told y'all to go and multiply, right? Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply, but meanwhile, y'all living to be like 3,000 years old, and the oldest person, Methuselah, 900 and something years old. So y'all living that long, and I told y'all to be fruitful and multiply, and then y'all out here being fruitful as fuck, and y'all are multiplying. So then all of a sudden, the earth gets loud and crazy. Is what they was basically saying, right? So one of the reasons why they're saying the story of the Anunnaki, um, the reason why the first reset happened was because people were too noisy, and it's the same flood story because that's what they needed to do anyway. And then so same story, rotation. They just changed it later. But the reason why the lifespan changed after the flood was because that was a part of getting the people to have cycles a lot quicker. um so my question is, if you were meant to be live a lot longer, right? And then um people, there started to be too many people all at one time, and started to be too much noise, started to be an issue with the amount of food and whatever, just the people around, and they decided to destroy it, right? um do y'all think that if they can control population, how they talk about population control, if they can control the population, to get it to a certain amount of people that will change the life expectancy, or is the life expectancy tied to um just the reset, the change that happened to be? Because restoration, and I said that restoration would now restore it to its original form where people lived a lot longer. And I'm gonna say this because I seen a man, he lived in China, he 140 years old. But a lot of these people who are living a lot longer don't get documented the way that we get documented, because here it is like a closed system. I think that's how it would be. Anyway, like the ant mound, or the ant, what you call it, glass, the ant system or whatever. And so over here it is, you're getting fed this, you're breathing this, you're drinking this. And so it's making a system to be able to, make sure that you don't go past 50, 60, 70, right? Over there, they're not being documented because they live in the rainforest or whatever. So technically they may not even know when they were born. They're not counting days the way we are counting them. Like when somebody say count your days, they're not counting their days. So for them, life is a whole lot longer. Plus, also their environment is a whole lot cleaner, a whole lot better. So he was 140. The wife was 100. Um, which still was something to me, because shit, she old, he old, but she's still riding a bike and some other shit. Like their culture still allows them to be healthy. In China and places like that, they still focus on herbalism and things of that nature. They're not like the Westerns, like they don't even trust our medicine at all, period. It's like the thing I'm starting to see a lot of people talking about, they took your gallbladder, and why did they take your gallbladder? What did they do with it? Mind you, there was no reason for them ever to take anything out of your body. But actively over here, they preach and they talk about cutting things off. Over there, they don't do that. They believe in regeneration and things of that nature. They figuring out how to regenerate your teeth and all this other stuff, which goes into another thing. I seen a bitch online talking the other day about veneers and fucking implants. Y'all do realize that your teeth are important, right? And I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm 50 and these is all mine. So I don't give a damn if you got fucking implants, veneers, any of that. The fact of the matter is that you dropped the ball. Okay? And I ain't judging nobody or nothing, because I'm black, so I remember they was giving babies sugar water and shit like that. Like they fucking rot your teeth out before they won. So people have to remember, like those is your gemstones and things of that nature. But also, when they talk about how your wisdom teeth and things of that nature, they took your wisdom teeth, but then come to find out those are like cells, stem cells, and things of that nature. It's a lot that they have been trying to fake the funk in and not tell us. But long story short, if you got all your teeth, keep them. If they not bothering you, keep them. Go to the dentist, do what you need to do, yada yada yada. But ain't nobody gonna talk to me and tell me about dental nothing if you ain't got all your teeth in your mouth, in your head, or any of that. I don't give a damn. Okay. It sounds like to me like a bunch of bad choices and a bunch of bad decisions. And it goes into the culture and how they keep trying to trick us out of our spot and out of our stuff. And then you got these dumbass people that will go along, and I can see if you're trying to, cosmetically, if there's something that, you need to do and something happens and this, that, and the third. But they literally are actively getting people to take their teeth out of their fucking mouth that ain't got nary issue, not realizing like all of everything that we got, God is not wrong. God is not wrong. And so I get it that we, as a culture and society want to, spice up some things and spruce up some things, but don't be letting these people out here like talk you out of or talk you into making bad decisions and bad mistakes. So if you have to go through something, that's cool because you did not know. But don't be out here following these people and you got perfectly good teeth, not realizing like them. It's a lady that keeps talking about she's I think she might be an esthetician or something, but she says she keeps noticing that how people get those liver spots and things of that nature, or I don't know what they're called. I think that's what they are. liver spots and things of that nature on their skin. She said she's noticing a pattern of where people get them, and it's tied to like your teeth and your root system and your lymphatic drainage and things of that nature. And she keeps saying, like, she keeps telling people, stop messing with your teeth. Like, I get it, you know, you want to look like everybody else because that's all the fuck that they're doing is making you look like a cookie cutter version. The world is eventually going to be so boring. Because if all y'all bitches need to look alike and all the niggas need to look alike and everybody looks alike, like, who gonna be the, like, what's gonna be unique about anybody? Like, unique is not a good word anymore because everybody needs to look the same, and that's weird. And again, I ain't judging nobody if it's like, you know, something that, cause you know how you be seeing all the little silver teeth cap kids and they be just bad as fuck. Them, like, the parents are at fault because technically you supposed to be helping them brush their teeth, showing them an importance, but spiritually we don't never know the importance of nothing. And that's the part that we have to stop because these people keep wanting to just remove stuff from our body and then they using it to fucking do whatever, make billions of dollars off of our shit. But mind you, they're not telling us the spiritual implications behind anything. They're not, you know, medically, they're just guessing because how come over here these people got all this good, you know, medicinal stuff and it works, but yet over here they got cut, chop, this, that, and the third, and you still die tomorrow. So clearly they just still, I keep saying that everybody's winging it. These people just out here playing with people's lives and just second, just guessing and this, that, and the third, and we out here believing them because they're saying, "Oh, I'm a expert in." You're an expert of fucking lies and manipulation. And how come y'all not using these people's medicine over here? They ain't out here trying to cut nothing off nobody. They trying to figure out how to heal the root to the problem. But meanwhile, over here, it's about money. So of course they want to cut your ass up. And that's crazy. So, and the collective becomes uncomfortable because humans like predictable patterns. Predictable patterns feel safe, even when they're unhealthy. But the future doesn't stay still just because people want comfort. I wasn't watching the chat. My daughter here. Tell her hello, hello, hello. That's when the rules flip. That's when the flip rules appear again. Up is down and down is up. So when you think left, go right. Confusion is clarity. Break the pattern. At first, people treat them like mysterious codes. This is, remember when I told you how I got my ass out of something? I got in trouble, and then I had to figure out how to fix some shit, and I had to go. And when I thought to go left, I went right. So if you're having an issue, this is what we have to figure out how to do. And technically, I'm talking to myself, so I'm not giving nobody advice. I'm talking to me because, you know, here I am yet again. Anyway, but over the time, it became clear. Up is down, because also I keep saying this is the fucking inside out. Like, this shit is like the Twilight Zone. Ain't nothing right around here. You grow up, they tell you to be a good person, but meanwhile the bad people run the world. And although you don't want to be a bad person, because you know your walkway and your journey is your walkway and your journey, but you also don't want to feel, thank you, tell her, oh, she said hello. Okay. But you also don't want to be, you know, struggling in a system that you don't need to be struggling in. So that's another thing. So up is down meant what society once praised might not actually lead to fulfillment anymore. Go right when you think left meant automatic reactions keep people trapped in loops. Different choices create different futures. Confusion is clarity meant sometimes confusion happens right before understanding changes. The break the pattern became the biggest lesson of all because the future wasn't being built by magic, it was being built by habits, by attention, by fear, by trends, by repetition, by what people normalized every single day. Then came the biggest shift Earth School ever seen. People stopped waiting for the future to arrive and started realizing they were creating it together in real time. Because what I say is the definition of future is said or written. Every trend, every fear, every movement, every idea repeating enough times became part of the next version of the world. Then that realization scared some people because it meant the system wasn't some distant machine operating alone. The system was made out of collective behavior, and collective behavior can change. So, plot twist: the future was never fully written. This is where you come in at. You are the architect of the system. It was always being edited by the patterns people chose to repeat or break. Remember I told you about my Young Miami song? Like every time I hear that shit, like for some reason I said already, I wasn't feeling it from the day one because bitch, and I ain't talking about her. She has to do what she has to do. Or she's doing what she feels like she has to do, right? And in the process, the grand scheme of things, a lot of people said, I hate that song. But now all of a sudden people out here talking about it's a bop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we rocking this and the third. So the thing of the matter is I keep hearing it play. Like in my sleep, in my daily waking life, I'm scrolling through and I'm hearing it play. I swipe through. Don't allow myself, I'm not going to allow myself to start to like something that I know I don't like just because I hear it multiple different times. I'm going to make sure that I keep to the forefront of my mind that I don't like this song and I don't give a fuck how many times they play it. I don't like it. I didn't like it from the beginning. And I'm not going to be manipulated or controlled into liking something that I know I don't fucking like. And y'all shouldn't either. So not even just her, it's with anything. Anything that you said that you didn't like from the beginning, keep that same fucking energy because that's your spirit telling you. I told y'all, I ended up allowing a nigga to keep coming around, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, he's not so bad. Da, 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 da. I should have stuck to my first fucking mind. It was bad. It seemed good, you know, and then it just wasn't. So let's be mindful of that. Okay, so don't allow the system to rewrite the code because that's what they're doing. So we release the illusion of being stuck in old cycles. We allow change to move through us without fear. We trust what is falling away is making space for what is aligned. We are no longer operating on autopilot. We are aware, present, and choosing differently. We release confusion as pressure and allow it to become clarity through understanding. We stop forcing what resists us and start resisting what is changing. We are not separate from change. We are part of it. We are learning, unlearning, and rebuilding in real time. And even when things feel uncertain, we trust the process of becoming. Be mindful of how you feel about something, people, places, and things from the beginning. That is your gut telling you, and don't allow it to be rewritten, override, or talked into your boundaries being moved because they will definitely do it if they keep replaying it. Like this nigga that's showing up, how they're trying to actively bring him back into society and make it normal that a nigga just did this, and this, and now acting as if it's not this person. And I don't know, and I don't care if it is, but guess what? The fact that you look like that nigga says, bitch, no. And anybody that's trying to, recreate, reincarnate, reestablish, restore, reset, anything outside of the system other than what God is possibly trying to do, I rebuke it and send it back to the pits of hell in which it came from. And so we have to make normalize canceling motherfuckers for trying it. So for everybody that is, trying to trying to integrate, like, and mind you, Dr. Umar was saying something about that fucking roast that they did that Kevin Hart. Basically, it was like the racism, the people being able to say what the fuck they want to say, and he blamed Kevin Hart. He said, "We only gonna give you that one pass. Don't do it the fuck again." Although I said I don't know who the fuck Dr. Umar think he is. Although he ain't wrong, he's fucking right. And so with that, I'm gonna have to stand, 10 toes down, right beside him with it, because y'all keep letting these people try to play in our fucking face and normalize some of this bullshit and thinking that, because I'm a celebrity or I'm a superstar, because I'm da 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 da, I'm gonna get away with it. Bitch, you're not. Stop being a fucking whatever, go along to get along and sacrificing a whole group of people because of your pockets. Learn to say fucking no. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to be the face of scamming my fucking people. That shit is weird. And it's weird to see it that it's happening. And now the streamers, like, that's crazy. And y'all fucking watch y'all kids. Because y'all kids out here supporting these people. And mind you, that's what they was looking for. They were preying on the kids. So that shit is crazy. Anyway, long story short, I love y'all. Go with God. Have a blessed day. Nope, don't do that. Matter of fact, see how I'm telling you this stuff is just so easy. Have the day that you deserve. Because why the fuck did I even say that? Because I always say have the day that you deserve. You see what I'm saying though? Anyway, don't let this shit infiltrate your system. Have the day that you deserve, and so will I. If you wish to donate towards my channel, super chat, super stickers, super stars, definitely welcome. The link to my GoFundMe and my Cash App is in the bio. And always go with God. Be mindful of what you say and give yourself grace. Because sometimes, unlearning things might take a little bit of time, but also don't allow nobody to put nothing into the system. Be the best that you can be. Whether or not on purpose, on top of that, whether or not they like it or not. 10 toes down in your own energy. Don't allow these little bots and these little whatever the hell that is that's trying to infiltrate the system. Don't allow it to happen, okay? You give them an inch, they take a mile. You let them in. You said you let them ride. Sooner or later, they're gonna want to drive. So don't give them no fucking passes. Anyway, I love y'all. Have the day that you deserve, and go with God.